Oh, it might be trying to play commercial. Yep, yep. There, I'm on there. Hello, Passion. All right. Well, they are so cute and everything. Just that you have to have a little bit of control over your area a little bit, and that's kind of time consuming, I guess. We'll put it that way. Right. Hmm. They Passion says she can't hear you.
Sorry, you okay now? Were you hearing Mike and not me, right? That would have been better. I should have just shut up. Mike could talk for a while. Can you hear me now, Lisa? Can you hear me now? What's that commercial? Can you hear me now? So that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything exciting except gardening, basically. That's it. Outside, do some stuff in here, and then I spend the day outside. It's really hot, but I like it.
Well, it's been raining back on and off here, and kind of got all the brothers and sisters that are available to come work in Dad's woods instead of just Roy and I doing it all. And we've been limbing the trees and cutting down dead trees. And June 1st, we heard, was the first day there's no more fires to be lit.
Okay, because of the weather
And so,
conditions.
yeah, and so was the 4th or 5th.
Right.
And lightning struck Dad's burn pile and caught it afire.
Oh my
It must have
God.
it must have been all the nails in there. So anyway,
Uh
so
oh.
we just let it burn because we don't have no water down there to put it out.
Right. So yeah, but you got to be careful of that, right? Forest fires for sure for you guys.
Well, actually, where we live, it was actually raining that day. Well, it's been raining so much that
Right.
I don't think we had to really worry about it.
Well, that's good. That's actually really good. We
So
had
anyway, we got all that burnt, and then the next day, I went out in the woods, and there's these piles that we've been leaving in there because we knew you can't burn, and we can only put so much. I mean, good Lord, it was at least 25 feet wide and about 15 feet tall, and got that burnt. So the next day, I went out there and I took the tractor and tore the piles apart enough that I could push it out of the woods and pushed it on the burn pile, just getting it ready for next time. But lo and behold, it started fire.
oh goodness. Oh
So
my
I
God.
got everything burnt that needed to be burnt for now.
Well,
So
that's good. We got to do a little
Hopefully.
bit of pile too, but not much.
Oh, that speaking about piles, that might be another thing. I don't know if you have a grass catcher on your lawnmower, but if you can catch some of the grass and kind of make it about 2, 3 inches deep, maybe the squirrels will start planting the nuts in there instead of digging in your pile or in your pots.
I don't know. I have no idea, but I just know they're driving me crazy. It's not that things aren't growing; things are growing, but I just go out there and I gotta like bury my parts so that flowers don't like the roots aren't up, and then they pull some flowers every so often. They're pulling certain things, and they're a pain in the butt. But I can honestly say that I have peaches still growing, and they look pretty good. And I was really, I guess, I never thought I'd be so proud of radishes. to actually say I grew it and figured out how to grow radishes in the right spot.
Right.
It worked. I finally got freaking radishes. I've never had them in all the years I've had my house. I tried to grow them and I just gave up because they were annoying me why I couldn't grow them. But I put them in that salad bar area, and these were reseeded, and I ended up, now I got radishes. I just moved them around. I moved all the lettuce around, and so now I got lots of lettuce growing in there, and the radishes are doing good. But it's the heat is getting too hot, and it's even bolting there a little bit.
Right, right. Well, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was because radishes are the most easiest thing to grow and pick. But when you try a second season, a third season, which you can do, but like you say, if it's too hot, they don't seem to want to make a radish. They want to.
Bolt.
Yep.
They want to go into seed, and that's exact. They're starting to do that now. Like I finally can say I got radishes because I got them in the cooler weather, and they grew it enough in time. But the other ones are just they're not growing. Like one started to grow radish, and now it's bolting.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh well, I can like what did I say? I can say that I have rhubarb and radishes and lettuce, and I'm trying to think what else I got. I have baby bok choy coming up pretty soon too. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do a stir fry with that. I never grew it before,
Mm-hmm.
but they're
Those
okay.
those expensive potatoes that I bought seedlings,
Mm-hmm.
I planted them because it was about the right season, and I will admit we had one freezing morning
Mm-hmm.
that burnt the tips of them, but that was the last freeze we had, and they started growing. Well, I noticed it looked like, which I didn't think about it, should have put a trail camera out there, because it looks like little dogs or something's been running around and possibly digging at the garden, we'll say. I did everything in seed.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it looks like they pulled up my red potatoes, and I
Oh,
stuck them back in the ground.
yeah. See, you know what you've
And
gone through. Yep.
yeah, and I don't know if I still have any red potatoes growing. The white ones are doing fantastic. And I didn't mark which ones are which. I mean, I knew I did the white ones first,
Right.
so I think I have a few red ones. But then I got volunteers, so I evidently didn't get the little teeny ones out of the garden from last year. So I got volunteers coming up all in that area too.
Well, that's good. I got that hay going, and it's slow, but they're going. I got a couple that look like they're going to start going into the plant side of it. So, it's still too early to tell. But I know potatoes take a while to grow, anyways.
Now you're talking the hay with the
Yep.
potato, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I had to go in there. I was just checking around to see how it is because I think you really have to be careful of how you lay the hay down. That's what I'm learning because we had hay from last year, so it's stored in, and it went into a big tough section, like the whole thing you have to kind of rip apart.
Right.
And so I kind of ripped it, but I didn't rip it really, really good. So it kind of like has thicker chunks. So it's like, I don't know. It's still too early to tell you whether how good it works or not because I don't have anything evidence of it. But I know that next year what I would do if I find that it's going to work, I'm just going to put it down directly on the hay I have right there, and then I'm going to put a light layer of hay over top of it, like very loose.
Yeah, well, the main thing you got to remember using hay, you got to water it maybe every day or something. You got to keep it wet.
No, because if anything, I saw what was happening. Some of the potatoes were getting too soggy. It's just holding the water into it. So that's what believe me, that's an experiment with me. So I'm kind of
Right.
checking. And when I went and I saw the potatoes, not that it was dead, but it was like super drenched at certain spots. So then I stopped watering it because I was seeing that it was almost like clogged of water, the potatoes.
Right.
So I'm trying to not water it too much. I water it very little, and I'm trying to let nature take its course and let it deal with when it rains and see what happens if that's enough.
All right. Well, it depends how deep you made the hay, but even if you made it deep, you don't need a ton of water. You just need to keep it wet.
Right. Well, it's funny. I don't know how to explain to you, but and I saw one. One is actually, like I said, can't go. They're all over the place. I have a whole bunch. I have reds and the red potatoes and the white potatoes and russet potatoes. So I have 3 different potatoes I'm growing in there, and they're all over the place. So, like when I go to try to dig and find them, I really can't find them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We shall see. But otherwise, the tomatoes are good. I got beans this year actually, and I can already see my little baby yellow zucchini squash. It's a different kind I got. So yeah, some of the stuff's kind of cool. And then I wanted to experiment about certain things that didn't grow really great in cups. I wanted to see if like poppies. I actually have a poppy. I did a video, but I finished it, and in the end, I ended up with one flower that's still somewhat alive that I didn't put in the ground yet. And then I took the same seeds and put them in the ground because poppies don't like being moved. And I'm just seeing if they're going to work directly in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like a few things. I have poppies. I have another kind of flower, and then I have the ones. I got tired of zinnias that are in the ground, and I put marigold and French marigolds. I grew some of them, but then I'm experimenting to see if they're going to grow better in the ground.
Well, when I looked
you.
at my garden, I noticed that looked like everything was starting to come up, but then the freaking doves have been in there, and I have a feeling they pulled up or ate everything that was coming up that was green,
Yeah.
including the tomatoes.
I do not, any seeds out there for me, I have to grow them indoors. How are you doing? Just wanted to stop by and support. Well, thank you very much, you. Thank you so much. I was just in the mood to come on and chat for a little bit, so thank you for stopping by and showing your support. It's very appreciated. And I'm talking to my friend, Just Mike, through Facebook on here, which we do every so often. Keep up to date, see what's going on. I'm not crafting. Most of my videos are Mondays for crafting, and tomorrow comes out a cooking video. So I had done them for quite a while, so I'm not even worried about videos right now. Not really. But I'll be doing some of that crafting more towards the fall when I'm in the house.
Summertime is a busy time, but then again, you do have your gardening you can show on the
I am.
side.
I'm serious. I mean, that's what's. I don't know. I have normal functions that we all do, grocery shop and all that stuff. But
Right.
But when I get up in the morning, I just do whatever I got to do in the house, and then I'm outside most of the day, just checking around. I do sit down for a bit because we have outside. I kind of cook outside because it's too hot in here, and go around and check all the plants, and then I go do weeding every single day. I go weed and check on my butterfly area. Next year, I plan on. We were gonna clean up the shed, and I have an old bike, and then it dawned on me I always wanted to put one of those bikes painted in a bright color, and I'm gonna put it right there. That's gonna be next year. I'm gonna extend that butterfly area, and I'm gonna put a bike into it with some flowers around it. Because I went, we're going to get rid of it. It's in the shed. And I went, why am I getting rid of this shit? It's a bike. It's an old-fashioned. It's not old-fashioned, but it's one of those thin 10-speed bikes. Like really skinny. And then I want to put a basket on the front. It doesn't come with a basket, but I think I have some kind of thing that I could hook up that looks like a basket to it. And I'm going to paint that. I just haven't decided whether. I wanted to really pop it. So I was thinking maybe purple or blue. At first I'm going to do yellow, but I want to do the flowers on the ground is going to be yellow, so I don't want yellow and yellow, so thought it would look pretty cool. Oh. Yep, that's what keeps busy. So you have issues with, and actually, since I got that neem oil part and sprayed that, I've actually got my roses back right now, and this is another one that's kind of cool this year. The red rose was always a decent rose bush I have in my backyard, but this other one was a pink one that I had nothing but issues for several years, and then I sprayed it with neem oil and everything, and took care of it, and the leaves came out really nice, and the bugs were off of it, the aphids, and now it's having a red rose. And I said, "What the heck? How did I make this rose turn red?" And it's got both. It's got red and pink together now. I thought that was pretty interesting. It was never red. It was always pink.
No, that's odd. I wonder if they grafted it that way, or if it just happens you're doing something to it.
I'm doing something to switch the colors because no, it was never grafted that way because you know how old that rose bush is like got to be 15 years old. Like, it's been pink, but it always had a disease to it. And it's finally the disease. I've been working on it, trying to feed it better stuff and spraying it and making sure no bugs get on it. And the neem oil, maybe I think it was MT had said, talked to me. And I think neem oil could be a type of not just to get rid of the aphids, but it might be that's what I'm looking for, to get rid of fungus, because that was the issue that the tree always had the white fungus. But then I learned something else I'm going to try. If you take some milk and dilute it with water, the chemicals that are in milk actually prevent white fungus or get rid of the white fungus. I don't know if you knew that.
Seems to me I heard something about that a long time ago, but I forgot about it.
Yeah, you got to take milk and dilute it by 8% water, and then you spray it. Be just in the beginning, like right now. If I happen to see that I get the fungus, I'm going to start spraying it on it and see what happens. Because they use that a lot on, cucumbers or any vine plants that starts to get it. So far, everything's still small, so I don't see any fungus or anything on anything, even the roses this year right now. And I'm ecstatic about the peaches. They look not too bad. Can't wait to see them.
Yeah, my peach tree looks like hell. In fact, I was thinking about chopping it out because my brother, he bought one, I think it's the same year. Might have been next year. But anyway, we went to the local nursery. His tree is full, beautiful. It's got over 10 peaches on it. Mine had leaf curl and looks like I starved it to death and just pathetic.
They get diseases, though. That thing might have a disease.
Well, I bought the one that was supposed to be the best, as in no leaf curl, or it could have leaf curl, maybe, but it's supposed to be rid of all that stuff, and nope, it looks, and it's the same name brand, or name on the peaches, my brother's, it's white something, I forgot what it's called.
Well, because I'm thinking, first I thought, like my leaves are curling up, so I don't know if that's leaf curl considered, but I knew that all the leaves got affected because of the frost, and so once the leaves got hit by the frost, they all curled up. Now, if we were to have leaf curl, wouldn't it be like that all the time? Like right now, the peaches are coming in really nice, and the good leaves are coming in. Like
leaf curl looks like real bumpy and kind of pulled back into itself.
Well, that could be leaf curl. Then I might have it, but I always thought, to me, it wasn't leaf curl. It was like it got by the frost. The minute that cold weather hit it, the leaves did that.
Well, leaf curl doesn't just disappear, and then eventually it'll kill the branches too. And what you're supposed to do is pick each one of them off and make sure throw it in a bucket that you can get rid of it. Don't just throw it on the ground. And it'll grow new leaves. But
right.
And I can't take a picture. I've already ripped all the leaves off mine, and it's starting to grow new ones. But you'll notice if it's leaf curl that the leaf will start having this, I call it sunburn, maybe a red color.
I have that then.
Okay, well that's possibly leaf curl.
But I just let the leaves go all over, so I guess I should have been throwing them out.
Yeah, because it can re-affect your plant. This is why they say to get rid of it. So.
Oh, will it affect grass?
No, it just affects your peaches, that's just like your roses. When you get black spots and all the other stuff, you're
Yeah.
supposed to get rid of it away
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
plant.
any
So,
kind of fungus you're normally supposed to get rid of.
yeah.
Yes. But I mean, when you're starting to get rid of the whole plant, then there's an issue with that. But the leaf curl, I kept pulling. It happened last year, and I got all the leaves, but I swear I felt like it was to do with the frost because it acted up right after the frost. The leaf went funny. And so, but this year it's happening longer, and I am losing a lot of leaves, but then the leaves are coming back, and I'm also getting peaches.
Right.
Like lots of peaches.
And back in the day, Dad used to use borax around by the roots and whatnot. That would help cure the leaf curl. But he was using that on his plum tree. It wasn't necessarily called leaf curl. You could tell there's something wrong with the leaves of the plums. And these are the purple, or they're big plums. They're not the purple ones. They're the reddish purple ones.
Well, I might have that. Though, like I said, I shuck a lot. I just didn't get rid of the leaves because I thought it was just frost on it. I shook them a lot. I kept, because I knew that happened last year. And the more I got rid of the leaves, then the tree came in much better. But I never really turned the leaves and put them to a separate spot. Like pick the leaves and put them in a basket and dump them somewhere else because I didn't think it was harmful.
Right.
So now I'll have to pay attention to that. But like I said, most the peaches are coming in, and most of the bad leaves are coming off. And then I'm going to actually prune it in the fall. I'll prune it back a lot too. Well, I'll keep an eye on that now that could be that. Could be very much that. But I just connected it when it was frost. It really wrecked the tree.
Right.
I don't know.
That's what started to happen to my laurel. That one late frost that we had, it looked like half my bush is dead. Now, what the heck is, normally frost don't hurt anything, but everything was starting to bud out and whatnot, and every leaf fell off that one side, and this is a bigger bush.
Right.
And I noticed I didn't go into prune because I was afraid there's a hummingbird in there nesting. I didn't know for sure.
Right.
And now I'm looking at it, and all that dead, you can see the green sprouts popping out of the limbs again.
Well, I'm going to investigate this stuff, and I'm going to see, because you think borax, but I have plants around that tree. That's why I'm too worried about spraying everything in there.
Well, this year, Dad used to sprinkle it out. He didn't spray it. He just sprinkled it on the ground and let it go in. So it depends what kind of plants you have underneath there. I know you have it potted, but...
No, I have different plants directly in that section.
Right.
So, but not that I don't want the tree is more important to me to protect the tree over the plants. Because I can always pull them out and move them somewhere else if I wanted to. So, I have to, because it really sounds like that's what it is. And I do have some branches that don't have any leaves anymore.
The leaf will be kind of curlish looking and look like it's full of pimples.
Yeah, and red spots, right?
Right.
It's like
right.
shriveled up. It goes like shriveled up, and there might be a red spot. And like I said, I'm repeating it, but I just thought it was damaged by the cold.
Yeah, and you might notice that the new leaves popping on the end of the branches, if you have leaf curl there, those will immediately get infected too.
So all I can do is take them down, the leaves.
Right.
But I have them, like I said, I kept them inside, thought there was nothing wrong with it, so I'm going to now worry about that and get rid of all, if I see any leaves like that, we'll have to pick them out.
Right.
And it only affects the tree.
Yep.
Okay. I'll definitely keep an eye, because that's my baby. And I wanted to get into grafting and stuff. I got a little grafting thing I got that I want to try. And I was trying to find, but they're expensive. I want to get 2 Honeycrisp apples, but they're, oh my God, they're like, what was it, $90 a piece?
Yeah, plants have been growing up, I noticed.
$90 a piece, and you need 2 apple trees, because most of them aren't self-pollinating, so I have to get 2. And I only like I only like the crispy apples. I think what's it called, Fuji, and Honey
Right.
Crisp. Those two, where you take a bite and you have that crispy, chalky taste. That's what I love. Macintosh and all the other ones are great for apple pies and all that, but to eat them separately, I don't really not a fan of them.
Well, the Fuji, you only need one of those on the apple tree unless you happen to love that one brand. I'd check it out to see if you need two of them or if you could have a different apple so you have a variety of
Right.
apples instead of.
Yeah, but I don't want the only reason I want the same two is because I like them.
Okay.
I don't want. You're right. No, you don't have to have the same apple tree. You can have more than two different kinds. It doesn't matter. But I just like that kind. I don't want like a Granny Smith and Honey Crisp, or like I said, I could, but
Right. Right.
I don't. They're not my favorite. So I only want to grow something I'm going to eat, and then it's going to be. I have to cut it down and make it designed because it's the only way it's going to fit in the back. Like it can't be a full tree that grows out because I have no room for that.
Well, even on as big as my property is, I've never bought a tree that's a full tree. I've always, and not the dwarf. I hate the dwarf because I have room for what do they call that middle one? Semi-dwarf.
Right.
That's what I usually always bought.
Well,
Because I just look at it as possibly less pruning, and I don't need a humongous tree. Even if there's a family here, you don't need a humongous tree.
right.
Because you have more than one tree normally.
Well, like I said, what did we call it? Espalier. Espalier is when you make it a designer tree, so it will not have. It'll only have sides of the tree, not the whole thing. That's the only thing
Right.
that I can get. But
Right.
I can still get fruit from it, but it's more decorative, and I get fruit, which I want to do. Hopefully, and I don't have a bunch of animals. That's the other thing when I think about it. How the squirrels are. I'm wondering if they'd have easy access to the tree. Just go down and help themselves, because they're always crossing over our fence.
Well, to tell you the truth, now obviously you got different squirrels, different everything, but I have squirrels here, and they don't touch the plums. They don't mess with the apples. The only thing they're after are the black walnuts right now. They're down in the grass because I didn't pick them up. I don't want them, and so they're continuously over here digging out of the grass, and you hear them tunk 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 tunk. So, and we only have 3 maybe squirrels here, so it's not too bad.
You're probably right. It might be not the squirrels. Like the tree part is the birds, right? They'd be targeting
Right.
more the fruit. And the squirrels are more targeting burying stuff. I don't think they're after to kill my plants. They're after digging holes so they bury these stupid peanuts.
Right.
Ugh, it's driving me
That's what I was
crazy.
wondering if you mow some grass and throw it down, that they'd rather hide it there. It'd be easier than digging in your dirt.
I don't know, but I don't know if my husband would like a bunch of extra grass on our lawn.
Well, I wouldn't put it the whole lawn. I'd take a corner and the 3x3 area and see if they'd use all that. And then after it rots, you can mulch it and make that another bed and go on, I guess.
I don't know. It's an idea. We have the side of the house that doesn't have anything there, so. But our lawnmower is like a mulching one, so it's not like I
Right.
get a lot of extra grass. I don't. So. Yeah. So hello everybody out there. You guys can talk. It's not like we're ignoring anybody. I can see that it's got 5 people listening. So if you're just relaxing and listening to me and Mike, that's great, and you're welcome to chat and type whatever you'd like to do. So, I've been missing a lot of people lately. I haven't seen or talked to them too much. I leave comments on different things, but I've talked to John. John's been really busy with his catering business. So is John, and actually Kathleen was sick. I haven't heard from her for quite a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen her around for a little while either.
And Wendy, I think, well, I seen her leave comments on John's section, so she's there because the last video that just went out for John, she was leaving a comment too. And then Wendy, I know, worked full time, so I haven't really seen her too much, or I don't think she has too much videos out either. And I haven't really talked to even MT. I saw him the last time I was on, and that's like 2 weeks ago or something. It's
Hmm.
been a while. Well, it's nice. I'm gonna have to do a little more often. It's just like I said. I don't have time. I'm too tired by the time I come in to want to chat. I just want to go to bed and do nothing. Oh,
Well, I will admit that's how my body feels all the time now, but I force myself to go outside, and once I'm out there, it's all right, but I have to force myself. That's been that way ever since I've had this operation, so.
yeah. Some days I gotta do that too. It's not the physical part that bothers me. It's the heat that drives me crazy. And I knew I was telling my husband I can't stand it when you're in a cool air conditioning place and then you've got to go right into the heat. It's like that's why I didn't really want to turn the air conditioning on because to me, but then it gets to be so hot and it's unbearable to sleep. So you have to do it, but it's hard. Like I come here from 70 something degrees to go out to 90. It's like it just hits you, and I got to get used to that change of temperature. I think that's what bugs me the most. How hot it is.
Well, that's what they say, and well, there you go again. I'm a snake. If it's too hot, I'm coming inside too. But what's nice about working out in Dad's woods is that you do have a mixture of shade and whatnot. And they do say you shouldn't have your air conditioner but 5 degrees cooler than what it is outside. But when it's 90 degrees, you don't want your mother to die, so you're gonna have to have it minimum of 80, I would guess, and that's still pretty warm.
Well, no, I got it to 76, but she's cold downstairs because it cools it up down there for her. Like we
Right.
wish we were getting the cold and she could have our heat, but she's down there and we're up here. So I told her anytime she wants to come up, she can come up here.
And
We
she's
won't
got the
annoy it.
ground that keeps the room cooler too.
Right,
So
which we would love it, but for
right.
her it's too cold. So we're like you heard me say about the sign I'm getting for her on Saturday.
Yep. Yep.
Should be should be fun. I was telling the guy that I said about the sign and that she had said that I said, how old do you want to be? And she's 85, and so I'm giving her a sign that says happy 85th birthday, and he kind of laughed. He thought it was
Right.
funny. I said, well, you got to have it in the morning here because my sister's coming down to visit, and my daughter's coming down. So as many people that's family that are locally here, everyone's coming over. It's not going to be a big crowd. It's still we have all the regulations like you do. Well, actually, you guys have got none. We still have them.
Well, technically speaking, it depends where you live. I think I haven't heard our governor for quite a while, but last I heard is something like the end of June is when he was supposedly going to open things up if enough people got the jab. I don't know. Like I
Well,
said, I haven't. I
that's
fall
good.
asleep as soon as I turn the news on, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of here too. Like they're going to stage one on think it's Monday or something. Well, not next Monday. I don't know. It's coming up soon. That the outdoor restaurants and as long as they have an exit, they have to have their own. Like a mall won't open up if you're inside the mall. They won't open up. But if you have you're in the mall, but you have a door outside beside the mall door, then they're allowed to open up. And they're just giving it 21 days. And if the numbers go down for 21 days, then they go to we're going up to the next level.
So I'm not sure if you confused me. So what you're saying is they need a entrance and an exit, then it's okay, right? Or is that
No,
what you're saying?
no, they need their own entrance. Like when you go into
Oh, okay.
a mall,
Yeah.
you'd be because the whole point is they don't want still big crowds, right? Because in a mall you can, and if you're inside, you'll have big crowds. But if you have your own door, then they can limit through the door how many people are in at the same time, something like that. And there's some other funny things that went on. Nothing. This part is not the government part. I think people complain. Like for instance, I loved going to the dollar store. Like we have Dollar Tree and Dollarama, which you don't have in the states, but and they shut most of the sections down, and they're only allowed to sell food, like the essentials. And when you go in there, all the sections of all the things I used to get to go get for a good price is all closed down because I know that companies complain to them, I'm sure of it, to say, how come we can't sell this, but you have other stores selling all kinds of stuff? So now they're only limiting for the Dollar Tree stores can only, even Walmart can only do the essentials, and everything else like
So they can say they can sell their food that they have.
they can't, but they can't sell
Essentials.
clothing or,
Right.
which really what annoys me though. So then you can go to Home Depot, and I can go buy garden supplies and everything, right? But the garden section in Dollarama, which would be a lot more cheaper for me, is closed. But yet Home Depot can open their doors and they can have all kinds of all their stuff sold, like pots. They can't. They're not the whole store. Only the garden center in Home Depot can be open. Not the main store's not open yet.
Mm.
But you go in there, and I got soil, and you get flowers, you can get pots, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, though, but the cheaper spot would be to go to the dollar store and buy a pot for $3-4 instead of $12 to $19,
Right.
and
Right.
you can't get it there. Like it's all kind of screwed up in that sense. But I don't
You
think
guys are tighter than we are in here where I live.
well, they're tighter because I don't feel okay, Mike. I don't think it's a government. When you have people complaining or companies complaining, how come this store is not open? How come we can't be open? And you're allowing this store? Then the government has to react on people. It's you know what I mean. That's what I feel. I don't feel anywhere where it's the government has to step in to control certain things, but they weren't doing anything. They never throughout the whole time. The dollar stores were always open. There was never an issue. You can go in there all the time. Now, like I said, because the other stores closing and they don't have the right to open up, they're saying, "Well, how come I can't? How come I can't open up, but you can let the Dollar Tree and big Walmart and all that other stuff open up, and we
That's
can't be
they're
open up?"
big corporations, and so you are right. A lot of people here are complaining too about I'm going to call them the mom and pop ones, and they didn't care about them because they couldn't fight. Let's just call them the government, where your Walmart and Home Depot and everything
Yeah.
else are humongous, and they got money to back themselves.
Right, but I'm just telling you, here it's not that way. It's not. I don't feel that that's the government part of it because there's no way. It is. It's people complaining, and so that's why. Look, if it was a government thing and it was the big bucks, then Walmart should be open, right? A lot of these big corporations should be open, and they're not here. They're not. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, in some sense, when it's a bunch of people reacting to the government, it does react and saying, okay, all these people are not liking what's going on. We got to do something about it.
Well, I will admit, like I said, your area and our area is different, but our Walmart has been fully open all the time. Closed. It don't matter. You could buy anything you wanted. So.
Yeah, and it was for the longest time, but because all these poor people have been out and the store's been closed for so long, and a lot of them lost businesses that I'm sure they, we're not quiet here. People do stand and have a voice.
But that's the only way to get things to move. I guess we'll put it that way.
Well, it only tells you, though, I'm just telling you that money doesn't always talk. It's not always a winner every single time. Because if it
No,
was,
it's a strong way, but like you say, the voice of the people, enough of them stand up, then that's when things start moving.
right. And like I said, Walmart is not open, and that is a big, conglomeration and lots of money, and it's not. It's actually, in our sense, it's annoying though, because now we can't. Seriously, I don't know when the last time I bought a pair of shorts or anything. And I don't really want to buy online because it's really hard to return things. So it's like I can't. I think the last time meaning in my house, like my husband or me or my mom, clothes wise, and my mom had lots. She's got way more than us, but because my nieces, my mom, like everybody bought her clothes for Christmas,
Right,
so she has so
right.
much stuff. But for us, it has. I don't think I bought anything since I've been to Arizona. Since this COVID, I don't have any. I've never bought any clothes. So now,
Well, only certain items wear out, anyways. If you don't mind looking a little shabby.
well, I'm trying to be my best, not looking too shabby. But then I think, well, I'm at home in a garden,
Right.
so I'm kind of wearing the same stuff, old stuff. Because what does it matter? I'm not here to impress anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to wreck my only leftover good stuff I got. So,
Right.
so, but it's just weird to not. I've not bought a pair of shoes or socks or nothing. Not one item. But oh well. That's what you know. What I'm looking forward to, when the reopening is, you're gonna die. But I want to just. It's been so long that I went to a show, and that's my excitement is to go out for dinner and to a show. That's like the number one thing. All of us, all three of us, are the same. That's what we're looking forward to. When things go back to whatever our new normal is considered, and we get to go to a show and out for dinner. I can't wait.
And that's the thing that we kind of miss is, we still go out to breakfast sometimes every day, sometimes we skip a day, but it used to be going out to dinner, and we had so many choices of places we go, and there's some places that still we consider them corporation, where it's not called corporation. There's a many Denny's, for example. There's a whole bunch of them everywhere, and they are super strict on what their policy is. It don't matter what the state is. It's like it's all over or something. And so we don't go to those places. And so we're limited where we can go. And that's what kind of sucks.
It sucks, but I consider it's still good that you have somewhere that you can actually go out to. And,
Right.
And we can't. But I'm okay. We're all okay to, like, that's our feeling. You have a different opinion than us. But we're okay that we'd rather be safe than go to a restaurant. That's how we feel. You know, so if we feel safe staying home, that's what we feel.
Well, here when they first started, they got rid of most of the tables, so you had big distances or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I guess technically speaking, you're safe if that's what you're talking about. But like I say, it's so stupid because you got back then you had to wear your mask, come in, then you could take your mask off as soon as you sit down. What was the parade about? That's what I was saying, I guess. Well, and it's hard to get Dad to put the mask on and go in. He gets pissed off too fast. And technically speaking, that's a little embarrassing, so it's just better off just not to go to those places.
I want to tell you something, because I know you're not into the shop part of this, but I do have to tell you that this was the most ridiculous thing that I spoke up, and then I had to report somebody because she wasn't exactly nice with me, because I was like, okay, because you wouldn't even get into this, you wouldn't, but my mom was getting the second shot, and we had to go to the first shot was already a fun thing for her, because we had to go to Maine. It's a center, a big, huge center, and you had to go through. You had to go drive in, and you get tested again, and they do your temperature, and it was like, and then you gotta wash your hands, and then you gotta go to this station, that station. And it was
How could that be fun? To me, that's awful.
I'm just being sarcastic. It wasn't fun at all.
Okay.
No, so it wasn't fun. And then when it was come to us, but we have a different one. We went to the pharmacy and got it within like 10 minutes, and I mean, I don't feel comfortable that we have the best shot here. There's 3 different shots that we have in Canada, but anyways, mine was really easy. That's all I'm going to say. The shot was, I don't know if the shot's that great or not, but the whole point is it was easy. So then she goes to the second one, and we couldn't get her into where she got the first one. That we go to the second one in a county. And I thought it couldn't get any worse than her first shot. And boy, we were wrong. Because there we go again. We have to go through one line section. One person, okay, you're in the car, and then you got somebody asking again. You're coming for one shot or the other one. Then you go to another one, and okay, so blah, blah, blah. And then you go through 3 people right just on the road part of it. And then finally, they ask you all these questions, you know, if you've been in contact, blah, blah, blah. Then we finally get up to the building and park, kind of, and we have to stand in line again. And so then we finally stand in line again, and then they go in and they make you switch masks, which I went, okay, is this new? Because we never had to switch our freaking face mask. And so
Why would you have to switch it?
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Well, I'm just saying that they
Yeah.
were being okay, whether it makes sense or not. Their thought of they have to follow the regulation. They're only working there
Right.
and following as
Right.
told, right? And the
Right.
health part of it, not the government part, the health part set this up when I found out who set it up. And so I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. So, okay, so you have to wash your hands, you get the ointment, and then you got to switch mask. And I think this was helped by the health department, and I'm not sure that they're just trying to be super effective so that if anybody comes in with a not a good mask, they made sure they gave them the hospital mask. I don't know how ridiculous it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. It was. So we switched. Then we go into. I can't keep. It just makes me laugh. So then we go to another section, and then what do? We wait, and we have to wash our hands again. Then you go to another section, and you got to wipe your hands again. And then we get to a point where we're fairly in, and you're talking about my mom's like going to be 90 years old.
Right.
We're
Right.
talking like walking a football field through what we had to go through. So you go to, and they said. This is the part, they said, okay, so the washrooms are ahead. They didn't say anything, but the washrooms are ahead. And then I went, well, Mom, maybe because I have an issue here, maybe I should go. And she says, no, let's get through here for the first part to sit down, and then you can go to the washroom after. Oh, boy, was that a mistake. But anyways, so we go into the one section, and they said, at any point in time, we can get you a wheelchair. And my mom's really set by this. She is not going to use a cane. She's very strong like that and stubborn and no walker. And so the woman right there was like, well, and I'm thinking, well, that is her choice. If she wants to walk, like, because I already thought there's Miss Snotty number one. And so then we finally get past her, and then another one comes and picks us up. Well, that's where my favorite one is. She ends up being some kind of supervisor. And I was just saying, like, how ridiculous it was, how often we have to sanitize. I was just making comments about what was going on. And I could already tell she had a touch of sarcasm the way she was. Like, it was like, okay, this isn't going to go well. But so we sat my mom down, and I said that I kept saying I have to go to the washroom. And she was like, I already waited forever. And I didn't know that. Okay, I know I don't want to bore you, but I'm just trying to explain what I've went through. So my mom's sitting there, and I felt bad. I had to leave her, but she didn't want me to go to the washroom ahead, which I wish I would have. And so then this lady starts getting on my case, and she gets kind of snotty with me. And I said, you're being rather rude. And I must have said it several times until she was so annoyed with me, and she was, it's the most ridiculous, because I said, this is ridiculous. I have to go all the way, Mike, to go back to the bathroom. I had to go all the way through the whole football field, all the way around,
God.
back into the entrance. I have to wipe my hands and go through all these stations again to wash my hands again to get back to the bathroom. And then we had to go tour again to go back again. I had to go, I had to go around the circle, then come back to the washroom, then go out the doors, come all the way back in, go in the, and finally met up with my mom, which she was at the first desk that you sit at. Then you got to go to another section, and then the third section you get your shot, and then you have to wait for 10 minutes to make sure everything's good, and then they have the checker to make sure that you stayed the right amount of time. It was like,
What's so crazy to me, they want you to get that shot so bad. Why are there, excuse the French, but why are there bitchy people there? They should be, technically speaking, kissing your butt that you're in there, making you feel good. Not
no,
but
she was bad with me, honestly. My mom wasn't with me to have a witness. I can't tell you I was sweet. All I was like with you going, well, this is ridiculous. Like, how many times you gonna wash your hands, and wow, this is a long, far distance to go to the bathroom. Like, stuff I was complaining, I guess. I wasn't innocent, but then she got so big. I said, you're really being rude. And then she goes, I says, you're so rude. I feel like I want to report you. Well, go ahead, report me. My name is so-and-so. Here's my badge. No, look, I want you to look at my badge. Look at it right now. I want you to get my name down. Get it right. My name's blah, blah, blah. Like, talk to me just like that. She
sounds like she's got a little bit of demon in her.
She lost it with me. And I was like, so then after the point, I just shut up and didn't say any more. And then I waited till my mom was with the nurse, and I said, look, I don't know who that lady is, but I want to complain about her. She was terrible with me. And I said, I never claimed I was innocent, because I was saying this is ridiculous about the, hand sanitizer. I was saying certain things, but it was like, it was. And then when she lost it and was making wanted me to stare at her badge and went absolutely insane. I went, okay, there's no way that she should be in this part.
Right.
She shouldn't be
In that
dealing with
position
people.
that she's in.
No. And I think she didn't care because when I found out the vest was a supervisor, I went, okay, that kind of added it. Like she almost wasn't cared if she didn't care if I reported her at all.
Right. Right.
You know, so the nurse said that wasn't right. She apologized. The nurse was very nice. And then I was talking, we had to go to the other section to wait. And I saw another one that had her vest. And I said, can I ask you, is that a supervisor, your vest? And I said, oh, because I had an issue with one. And I told her, and then I said, could you please report her? And when I said her name, I said, you know who I'm talking about? She says, oh, yes. So just the way she said it to me, I already knew it wasn't me. It was like that woman.
You weren't the first one that complained.
It sounds like she had an attitude already. Yeah. Yeah. So that was, I can say, that was like, I'm glad my mom's done and she feels good and it's all over with. You know? And I guess we did compare, whether you like it or not or don't want to do it, there's nothing to say. But in our case, we looked at it this way. Like, I'll be 62. She's 90. We had all kinds of flu shots, and we're still hanging in there, and she's 90 years old. So our thoughts about the shots go proven by our age. That if it was so horrible, we wouldn't be here.
Well, all I gotta say is you made your decision, and
I think
what's wrong with that? Whether I like it or not, that's just too bad. It's your decision.
Right.
And you're going to live with your decision, so.
No, but I am living with my decision.
Well, that's what I said. That's not...
But the proof is in the pudding. I'm just saying that we had all these flu shots and everything else, and we're still here, and I'm 62, and she's going to be 90. And we had shots for a good 30 years, 25, 30 years. If it was so bad, I'm just telling you our thoughts, okay? Whether you get one or not, I'm not going to make you not get one or get one. That's your choice. But I'm just thought that was in my thinking was like, if it was so extremely bad, what people think, then I probably would have never got it. But I'm a proof that I've had it all these years and I never felt sick. If anything, I feel like it actually saved me because of breathing and everything else. And ever since I had flu shots and stuff, I don't feel sick. Like I'm way better than I ever have been. So that's...
Well, the only thing I gotta say is the difference in a flu shot is that those weren't experimental. They're already proven, and this was an experimental. And that's the main thing I didn't like about it, is until it was proven, then I didn't want to worry about taking it. And it's still not proven yet, so...
well, no, but, we're still hanging in there.
Well, you shouldn't die because of it, or let's hope you don't. I'll put it that way.
Well, I'll put it this way: the one that I have is the most scariest one. We have all our family has between it has all three different ones. There's Moderna, the V1 Pfizer. Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm. Pfizer, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, and the worst.
Those are only two I think I heard of.
No, we have another one that's the worst. It's apparently it's not really the worst one. I'm calling it the worst one. It's the only one that's been reportable side effects on it with blood clots. Was the Moderna. Moderna, Pfizer, and we have the third one. I forget what it's called.
You're right. There are three of them, and it was kind of...
Depends on the country, though, Mike. Not all of everybody has these three.
Right.
We
but
just had it.
It was people were wondering, is it power strugglers and the other two are picking on the one because they want all the sales? I mean, this is just crap that comes out, so whether there's really anything wrong with it or not, I have no idea.
Well, no, I think people are saying more than... That's my personal opinion. I think people say on stuff like that, they don't agree and they'll have whatever they have. But I know out of the three, I joked about it. I said, great, we got the worst one. But it's really, apparently it's not the worst one because all of the UK has the one I have. So a whole country has the one shot we got.
Well, like you say, you haven't died yet, so...
No, I did. I'm going to be honest. The worst I had was 3 days after I got it. I felt weak, like I was coming down with the flu, and then it was gone by the next day. Like, just that one particular day, I felt like You know, like when you're coming down with something,
Right.
like your bones are kind of sore and weak, and that's it. And it was like gone, and I have not felt anything, no side effects at all from it. You know, so I don't know whether long term, maybe, but so far things have proven to me that they're okay for me. I just want to get back to somewhat normal, you know. Like I
I
said,
don't want to get back to somewhat. I want back to normal. Period.
well, yeah, but I want, that's not what I mean, because it's never going to be normal. It's never going to be the same. It's just going to be a different normal, but it'll be a normal.
Why wouldn't it ever be the same? I'm just asking.
No, I don't. I just, because I already feel that. I already feel that it's a different. It's not. It's not going to be, for me personally. I don't feel it's ever going to be the same. It's kind of like when things. It does. I'm trying to put, like, if you go back to when you were a kid, okay, and there was things that happened. Then it was a lot of fun and everything, and you take that same way you felt, and you go back 30 years from now. It's never the same. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Normal
Well, and
is
some
never
I
the
lost.
same.
You always grow
But normal,
in your not mind or happiness or experience, and so there should be some changes there. Now, when it comes to what they call, I'm just telling my opinion. When it comes to what they call the new normal, to me that's BS, because what's wrong with going back to the normal of, or where we left off, I guess is the way we should put it, I guess.
well,
Unless we're all diseased against each other or something,
no,
then you.
I don't. That's not it. Like, we're not. I'm not putting it in the fact of this shot has affected us and it's a different normal. No, but things are never the same. So to me, when it's never the same, it's not normal. Like, it's just it's a different normal. That's it. I'm not saying that we're not going to eat restaurants and we're not going to do things that we did the same before. We will, but maybe we'll be a little more cautious because we don't want to go through this shit again. Excuse my language, but you don't want to go through it again. So, I'll tell you, the mask and all different things. I mean, a lot of people didn't get sick. I think the flu was all down and everything else. So, I don't think. How about I put it this way? Keeping distance from people might not be totally a bad thing. You might not pick up something from them.
Well, it'd be nice if we could spread out more instead of living on top of each other.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying
then
never
again,
hug
you
each
got
other.
like you're saying, you got your malls and people swarming there. So are they suggesting, let's call it for the new normal, is building more malls? The only thing is, you're going to have how many 99-cent stores spread out? Or I mean, that's just
yeah, but why not go back to the old? I'll call it the old normal, where they didn't have malls; they had individual stores. That was pretty cool. I liked it. To me, that was normal growing up, and malls were not normal to me.
well, I enjoyed that too. But then they got the people to be lazy to where they just go park your car and you can shop all these stores in one hole. Well, I'd never liked that either, I will admit, because I don't like that many people. I've never have, I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
It's
but
not.
I'm just saying. So you wanted me to tell you an example of normal. Well, that's not the same normal as when I grew up. This is a different normal. That's what I mean. When I'm saying it's a different normal, it's not meaning devastated, so totally big wide change. It's just not going to be the same. But which is okay, because sometimes maybe things newer and more exciting things will come out of this. Boy, I could get you involved with this other thing that I was reading about with cannabis, and I was so against that. And then I'm seeing that it was a herb in biblical times.
Mm-hmm.
So, and cannabis isn't the same thing as, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for talking like that, but it's not the same thing as, well, it's legal here, so I should be able to talk about it. It's not unlegal. It's legal.
Right.
But it's
Right.
not, but cannabis is not the same thing as marijuana. They're two different things. It's not the same thing. That's what I understood the more I got involved with this. So.
Well, I didn't research or anything else, but it's in my mind, it's the same thing, but it's turned into something different.
Well, I'll talk about it. I think I'll talk about get into it
Yeah.
more offline, but because I don't know how touchy it is or not. It's not like there's only a few of us listening anyways. So
We got a new person.
what?
We got a new person. We got three watching. One's me, two is two other
I don't know who
people.
it is. Hi out there. Anybody listening? We're just babbling about pretty well anything
Oh,
today.
it scared him off.
Yep, we did. Oh well. Actually, I might. I think I'll shut down. It's been an hour, and I might as well talk to you offline. Not that it's anything exciting. I think I'm pretty well talking offline right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, if anybody's still out there, thank you for hanging in there from the beginning till the end, and have a good one. I'll be back soon. Maybe I'll actually do some crafting the next time I come back. I'll work on something else. Last time I was here, I was working on my seed box. I didn't totally finish it off. I got to do the metal part where it said seeds on it to finish it. But yeah, thanks very much for everybody. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.
See you later, everybody.
Oh my gosh, Will. Shall we stay for Will?
Sure, we could. Hello, Will.
Hi, Will. We can stay for you. We're just talking about a little bit about everything. Since we know it's you now. Are you planning on going to bed, or are you staying up for a little bit? Well, I'm not sure. Yeah. But anyways, and I thought it was kind of cool. What made me I was watching this book that I kind of was interested in, and it kept on. It was like an info commercial on YouTube, but I got interested with it because it said, "Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it." Well, there was this thing that they did a comparison to the Bible that was originally done in one language, and then it was switched to Hebrew. I think it was something like that. The original writing of a Bible, where it said, made note to this herb, and this is where we're getting about, so that in the Bible, through the two differences, it was cannabis. So they're saying that God created cannabis, and he used it to heal when people were sick, even some of the apostles and stuff, something like that. It was like, it was, but it was a it was a no, wait a minute. Who wrote the book? It's a pastor. It was a pastor that did a lot of research because his wife was in a lot of pain, and he started researching stuff to see, and then, I don't know, somehow they make it a holy water, but it's mixed with some cannabis and other spices to make this, and apparently, you heard that too? Yeah, I knew my mom would have a hard time with it, and I don't know if I totally believe it, but it was just it took me to this info thing, and then I watched it because it was like so fascinating, and I go, what is the herb? What is the herb? And then finally they say it's cannabis, and I went, oh, that makes sense, I guess, because considering it's legally out there to use for pain relief. But they're saying that if you take this cannabis and mix it with certain herbs all together, it's supposed to be quite a healing thing, and they swear by it, and they want to get the word out of it that you could use this instead of but it goes against the pharmaceutical stuff. So
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you never know what to believe yet. I just found it interesting because it was almost like I've never wanted to grow it, and now this led me to. So I heard this yesterday. I would listen to it, and then I go to my neighbor's and find out he's telling me about. Come here, you got to see I'm growing 2 plants, right? And I go, oh, you're growing plants. What is it? And he goes, it's cannabis. I went, what? I said, oh, Kevin, I didn't know that. And he goes, no, you're never going to believe who I got it from. And it's a neighbor across the street she's like in her 80s that used it quite often. She lost her husband like about a year ago, but he was in a lot of pain. And so apparently through talking to her son and everything that comes to visit, that she grows the plants, and she said, I'll talk to my mom, and she brought over 2 plants for him to have. So she grows it in her yard because she's a good gardener, but she has it, and apparently they used it a lot. They use it in different recipes or something, and it's helped a lot with pain. And legally, I guess we're allowed to grow 4 plants here. So right. I guess I kind of opened my eyes up to not thinking it was all drug related, that maybe this has a purpose and it's there for us to use. Yet I was so against it. But I took it in the wrong way. I took it in more of a drug thing. And if it's used as a herb, it's different.
But the deal is, being so let's just bring it back to the drug thing. Unless you need it or anyone in your family needs it, technically speaking, why grow it? Because what are you going to do with it? Give it to the neighbor when it grows up? I'm not sure.
Hey,
Oh,
hi, Leanne.
yeah.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, Leanne. We missed you. Oh, Lisa was out there too, but I got kicked off, and so I stopped talking. Like, I came back after. So, anyways, yeah. So, as a remedy, I agree. I think it's Well, I don't. I wasn't never against to think if this was a pain relief thing, then I have nothing against it. I think that would be cool. And were you just saying that? I want to make sure because I got you right, Mike. If you don't need it, then there's no sense of growing it.
Right. Because what are you going to do with it unless you give it back to the neighbor that's using it?
No. If I were to, I'll put it this way: if I were to grow it, it would because I don't want to grow it just to grow it. I would grow it because I feel my family or somebody needs it. I would grow it for medical reasons. I would, because now that I know we're legally allowed to have 4 plants, I told my husband that too. I said, none of us feel like we need it. My mom wouldn't touch it anyways, even though I mean, she wouldn't. But if we needed, I would do it. Yeah, we're talking about. We did a thing that I was really looking into. It just came across it, and it's cannabis, and cannabis is not the same as marijuana, and cannabis is, I don't know. It just went back to. It was just interesting to find. I don't know if it's exactly right, but they were. I just ran into this thing to say that it was in the Bible. It does exist there apparently, because when they did the original Bible is in one language, and then when they transferred the wording to Hebrew, that word apparently exists, and it was like an info kind of thing for this padre that was kind of getting the word out, and but you had to buy the book. The book would give you the remedy of. He says the stuff you need, but then in the book it shows you the exact formulas of how to do it. Yes, yeah. The book goes into all the same stuff. It's not just for people. It actually will help with animals too. This formula, like whatever, it's cannabis oil you need mixed with, I think, 3 other things, and apparently you kind of like it's not something smoked like a cigarette. If I don't smell it, the way that I hate the smell. It stinks. So it would be never for me to smoke a cigarette. I would think it's disgusting, but the oils and everything isn't like that. It wouldn't make you smell. You wouldn't have a bad smell the way it's done. And I guess you can take the cannabis part of it and put it in. It has to be, according to my neighbor, some kind of oil base. And you can put it like in brownies, and you can do different things. And apparently for them, and believe me, my neighbor's, the one he got it from is like in her 80s. And they've been using it for a while. So... but she is from a different country. She's originally not Canadian. She's from, is it Holland or something? Holland or something like that. I always get it mixed up. One of them was from Holland and Switzerland, but it's legal there, so they're used to that anyways. Other countries use it, and there's nothing illegal about it. I think it's a good thing done in the right way.
Yeah, I don't know how often you have to take it. Let's say, like Will's saying, you put in cookies, and so you have a cookie in the morning and a cookie at night, and you have to do this all the time because you're trying to control your pain, or, I mean, I have no idea because I've never gotten into it.
Yeah, but Mike, the oil that I'm talking about, we're talking about taking the herb and putting it into cooking. This recipe they're talking about, they're calling it the holy water, but that's not in our religion. Right. Holy water is not that; it's blessed water. But this is, I guess, holy water, saying that God said it was like it was created. Cannabis was created here for us, for people, and so when you combine it with the 3 other things, it's an oil, and I guess you rub it onto your joints or whatever, and it has many properties. It's supposed to help in losing weight. This particular holy waters, it's like supposed to be very good. Yeah, you make an oil out of the leaves. Take a lot of work. I've never done it. Yeah, I don't know how you turn the leaves into oil, but you can buy the oils and then whatever the other herbs mixed together with. I can't remember. He did say kind of when I did the whole thing about it, but then when I tried to buy the book, I couldn't buy the book because it's in the States. You get to have the book and you get to have an e-copy, an e-book. And then when it said that because I was Canadian, I couldn't buy the book internationally. I could only buy the email. I said, no, I'm not paying for that to get just an e-book. So I didn't do it. But it came close. I was fascinated to read on this. I really thought it was quite interesting. Because I listened to the video, it got to be a good half hour to an hour that I listened all to it. And I found it really interesting because it was all about his wife was in really bad pain. And this would lead him to researching all this. And then when he found it, then he actually did put her on cannabis. But the thing was, and her pain went away, but it didn't constantly go away. And then something like he was reading a page that day. Because it wasn't working anymore on his wife. So he went to do his sermon or whatever, and he was not prepared, and I guess he was a padre that was always prepared, and he went in to do his sermon, and he just said this time he's just going to pick a chapter anywhere in the book, and it happened to be that what connected him to kind of the start of the formula of this holy water through reading this certain section in the Bible.
Right.
And then he had a friend that was a herbalist, and so he got together a herbalist to work out this, and finally they came up with, and apparently this oil, and when people bought the book they did the oil, but they amended the amounts of different things within it, and some of the oil was, when it's amended, it's good for this treatment, and you amend it again for other treatments. Like Louis Pasteur, he made pasteurization, the rabies vaccine. Yeah, no, well, I can't get a book. It has to be like Mike would have to buy it for me. Or I'd have to get somebody in the States to buy it and then have it mailed, because this what sucks. A lot of time you guys have things there and I can't get access to it. And I wish we could, because I think some of this is really, really interesting.
Yeah, and you'd think something simple as a book, why wouldn't they?
Well, he kind of stresses that he's lucky to have put it on YouTube and everything else, because he thinks eventually the government and these pharmaceutical places are going to stop him. I think he's in court to stop promoting stuff like this, because it would be going against the pharmaceutical people.
Right. I can understand that.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's all right. I appreciate that. If anybody ever interested in getting the book, then maybe you could tell me the recipes. I would try it. I really would. I would see if that would work.
Email the recipes.
It's supposed to be amazing. Taking this holy water could actually, it does, depending on the formula. I guess apparently it makes you lose weight, or just different things, gets rid of pain, or you just had a list of things of how switching it around just a little bit would work on different things. What do you think of that, Leanne? And now Will understands what I'm saying. Well, thanks, Will. But have you seen the book I'm talking about advertised? I mean, because some of you should get it. The minute you go, it's on lots of it's been like crazy. I go to watch a video and it's advertised right there. It's it has the coding because it's a kind of a religious book, the way it's designed. Wish I remember the name, but it was all over. Every time I went to a video, that would be the advertisement for somebody's video, and I went, well, what the heck, I'm going to go watch it. Same with, I got something else to try. I have no idea if this is going to work, but they have these little coolers. They're little boxes, and apparently you can use them instead of using your air conditioning.
Right, you're supposed to put water in them, and that's supposed to cool it down about 5-10 degrees or something. Personal cooler or something like that they call it.
Right. Well, anyways, I got one of those. I want to see if I could wouldn't have to. Thought this would be good if I could cool down certain rooms I use. Then my mom wouldn't freeze because I could adjust the air conditioning. Right, like I could adjust the air conditioning higher, and use less air conditioning, and use one of these little things in maybe one of the bedrooms to go to sleep. It'll cool enough the room, and then I would kind of save money too.
Or just having a fan in the bedroom when you're going to sleep would help a lot.
No, it doesn't help
I, I,
enough. Not with the temperature. I have a fan all the time.
I'm not sure that this personal cooler is.
Oh, you have one? He says, I have one of those fan coolers. You can even put ice in them.
Right.
Well, this one, you put a glass of water in it. Well, and how does it work? Like, do you like it?
It's kind of like a swamp cooler, and I used to have it, and I did the same thing Will did, is turn it kind of into an air conditioner by throwing ice into it.
Well, you think this is the same thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's on. They were going crazy advertising on YouTube, so
Right.
it's the first time I ever saw it. So I was interested in seeing. Do you like it, Will? And what about you? You said you had one. Was it any good?
Well, if you don't mind your furniture starting to warp and whatnot, because it's a swamp cooler, technically speaking.
What is a swamp? I don't understand what that means. Is it going to wreck my
A
house?
swamp cooler, a big one, is normally water goes in front of this filter, and the air blows through the filter, and that makes it cooler feeling. But the humidity in your room's going to get higher.
Well,
And so this personal thing, it's meant to sit on a desk and blow on you, and because of the moisture, it's going to feel cooler and whatnot.
but it's going to wreck your furniture.
Not that little thing, but the big swamp coolers, that's usually what happens is a lot of moisture goes into your house.
Well, according to this, it's a humidifier. This one I got. Like it puts humidity in the air, so it's not so dry.
That's what I say. It's
Okay.
it's a swamp cooler kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's small, so it's not going to destroy your furniture.
Okay, because I don't want it wrecking my furniture, but I'm just saying, would it be cool enough to do one room in it? I'm using.
I almost doubt it.
You doubt it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm sure it's a personal. Personal mean small and for a desk, not for a room.
Well,
And if it was for a room, they'd say it does so many square feet. And I doubt it said anything. It probably just says, like I say, personal.
you can set the humidity level. Get one with a remote. I don't know what it comes with. Well, worst scenarios, I don't like it. I guess I just thought it would be interesting to try.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to save money on, like I said, and try to balance it out that maybe I wouldn't have to put the air conditioning so high, or I could shut it off so my mom would be warm enough. Because the way this house is, it makes her really cold, and we're still not that cold. $45 to $145, very good price. Oh, okay. So yeah, but does it cool off your whole room? How wide does yours work? Well, like, does it cool off a whole room? Okay, so when it does run out of water, it'll stop automatically.
Yeah, they got a little float in there that clicks the switch. But that's the bigger ones now, not a little personal.
Like, do you have a big one? And they're called swamp coolers. I mean, I'm just saying that's not what it's called, but okay.
Right. Well, that's what the original thing, that's what they're going off of.
Around my room, really cold. Oh, 45 feet.
No, he's talking about the big one, not a little one.
Okay, you're talking about a big one, right? Not a little one. Goes about 45 feet around my room. We'll find out, Mike. Like you said, I can't. You're probably right. Oh, yours is tall. Okay, these are only, like Mike said, it's only a portable one. So, we'll see. I guess I'll have to see what it's like. But doesn't it still plug in?
Yeah.
So it's
You got a
still.
little electric fan that plugs in. That's all it is, a fan.
Hmm.
And it might have, the bigger ones will have a pump, like you say, that flows the water to the top of the filter, goes across the filter, and the air blows through that water or sucks through that water. And that's what helps cool the room. In Texas and whatnot, back in the old days, I don't know if they still have them, but in Texas, they used to always have them on all the tops of the roofs and whatnot to help cool your house.
Interesting. Well, it's like I said, I'm. I could maybe like if I felt like using it in the garage or something,
Yeah,
when it's hot. But I guess it's kind of not recommended that I would just put it in like as a fan, right? Like if it was hot in the garage and I used it in the garage, I was just thinking it would work like those heaters aren't very big and they heat pretty good. When you get the little heaters I have,
right.
they're not a big heater, but yet it could heat a room and keep you warm in a room. Not a whole house, but
Yeah, but the heater is a little different than something that's supposed to be cooling because you don't have a compressor that chills the water. It's just taking that water, and the more that air runs through the water, that water will start warming up. So it's almost that's just like those little hand jobbers with a battery power that blows in your face. And it has a squirt bottle so you can mist your
yeah,
face,
yeah,
but that's the
yeah,
way it feels cooler because
yeah,
your face got wet and the air's
yeah.
went across. And that's kind of the same thing, but it doesn't spray the water.
Okay. But it's not a big effect if it's only going to cool off my face.
Right, right. So
Okay.
when you're cooking dinner, you stand in front of it, and then you run over to the frying pan, turn, go back over there and let it blow in your face.
I guess I'll try. I'll have to try that. We'll see what happens. I figured the worst I did was I should have got it. Hello, saltwater porn. Welcome. And it's 11:40 at night, so welcome everybody this late at night. I want to say welcome back. Well, we'll say, I don't know. I guess I don't feel like it. It says it's got a return thing, but I don't know how hard it is to return something from the States. From here, I don't think it's quite as easy as for me, but we'll see. See if it works. Yeah, I better stop watching info commercials. um, Yeah, I better stop watching it. I will email a picture for you, Nana. The one I got from you. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see it. I mean, this could be like a. Maybe it's not going to be that great. I'm the way they got it, but they did show they were selling it like you could get the more you bought, the better deal you got. Like they had a combo pack of buying four, but it looked like they was almost like putting one in each room.
Mhm. And there's a better chance that possibly you put a box fan in your window on the hot side of the house and have it blow out and open up the side of the house that has shade and let the air flow through. That might be,
Hmm.
well, it should be cheaper than running an air conditioner, depending on total temperatures and whatnot, getting that air to move.
It's not a swamp cooler. It's wait. It's not a swamp cooler. It's portable. Evaporator coolers. So yeah, it's saying it's not a swamp cooler.
Right. Well, it's technically speaking the same thing, but it doesn't. More than likely, it doesn't have a pump that pumps up to the filter. It just wicks it.
Well, if I get a chance when I eventually get it, I'll say what I think about it. If it's garbage or not. It is going to be. It's kind of. It's frightening, but I don't know. I don't want to get frightened of it. But the fact of being for us 90 degrees and it's only in June,
Right.
I'm afraid of August. That's what I'm going to say. I'm afraid of July and August. How hot it's going
But
to be.
the question is what is your norm temperatures through the
Well,
summer?
okay, but we haven't gone through a wacky
Right,
spring
right.
because I've for several years I said I really miss spring because it's kind of like we get one weather and then it jumps like our spring becomes summer right off the bat. Hi, Miss Southern Belle. So it's been there for a while. It's not totally radically changed, but this year's a little stronger, I have to say. I'm good, thanks. Very good. Thank you for asking. I hope you are as well. I just kind of wanted to come on and chat. I'm in the mood to chat and talk to Mike. I haven't talked to Mike. Well, I've been on for like 2 weeks, we think. Plus, then before that, it's been probably a week before that since I talked to Mike, right?
Yep. Well, the Southern Belle, did you know it's my birthday today?
Happy birthday, Mike.
She was telling the story of her birth. She said that it was her birthday on some other channel. And for quite a while, she was trying to tell everybody, no, I was just joking.
Oh, because she was joking, but everyone was saying, "Happy birthday, Miss Southern Belle! Happy
Yeah.
birthday!" Oh, she's. We're gonna call her. She's pulling a mic.
There you go.
Yeah. So she's pulling a just mic. That's it. Well, I do have 2 birthdays. My husband's birthday's Thursday, and my mom turns 90 on Saturday. So I have 2 birthdays, and my anniversary is this 22nd.
Mm.
So a lot of stuff going on in June.
So happy birthday, everybody, and happy anniversary as it comes up. And
well, I'm good with it. You know what I miss though? Every year our tradition was to go to Red Lobster. That's my thing. I never go to Red Lobster unless we celebrate our anniversary, and we didn't get to do it last year. And we're hoping that maybe they have takeout. Because oh my God, I love Red Lobster, but I like it because I have it once a year, if that. So
it'd be kind of cool. I don't know where it is, but if you brought your own frickin' picnic table and ate outside from Red Lobster, got it from the pickup window.
They might. I don't know. I'm gonna find out though. Oh, and happy birthday to your mom. Will's mom is June 9th. That's my husband's the 10th and the 12th, and everything like a June. And anniversary is the 22nd. June, July, no birthdays in July. It kind of like they all fall within March, April, June is a lot of birthdays for my family, and then I'm actually a couple of us are October, and yeah, I'm gonna think of November my sister, but yeah. So I am so happy though. By the way, I know I've talked about this till I've probably made everybody sick, but I was so happy I finished all those advent calendars in the boxes that now I'm having fun buying little goodies to fill them. That's what I've been doing too. Because I had to find what can I possibly get somebody that kind of suits them that fits in a small box. So I found some fun stuff. I found some charms that were cute and. A lot of birthdays. Lots and lots of birthdays. I love Red Lobster. Their biscuits. Oh, yeah. He goes, I love Red Lobster. Their biscuits are not healthy, but good. That is true, Will. Absolutely. They're delicious, but they're so high in calories because of the butter they're made with. But they are yummy. You like Red Lobster, Mike?
I've only been there once, I think. And that wasn't bad at all, no.
I got 7 t-shirts dyed. You're just like you're in a dying process, boy, Miss Southern Belle. You're like a factory now. A t-shirt factory.
Well, she's mailing them off as fast as she makes them, I think.
I bet. Oh, I love my shirt. It's cool. Like I think she doesn't think I wear it, but I do. It's kind of like I'm keeping it as a good shirt, so I have something to wear since we can't go shopping.
Well, I think I ruined mine because I wore it too many times. It was purple, and now it's turning gray. I washed it so many times.
Oh, thanks, Will. Did you? So anyways, Red Lobster, you only ate one time at Red Lobster?
Yeah, that was years ago. I don't know why, but the wife and I went there, and I don't know why we never went back. Because I know it's right there in town where the farm is. Huh?
Oh, yeah, you can buy the Red Lobster mix. Yep. I knew that. So it's in... So did you remember... Did you actually like it, or you don't remember?
No, I did like it.
Okay. Because, I mean... I don't know which one to say, but one of my favorite one is when they do the shrimp fantastic or something. It's every kind of shrimp. It's like deep fried shrimp and normal shrimp and.
Oh yeah, I've seen that advertised.
It's all kinds of shrimp, and I never got sick of buttered shrimp and, battered shrimp and butterfly shrimp, and I can't remember all, but.
Yeah, I can get sick eating that. Let me tell you. Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I did get full, and And then they have this crab dip that you get. Oh, they always have like an appetizer. That I'm getting myself hungry, but an appetizer is so good. With some kind of crab appetizer. Oh, In Frey is the name of the boardwalk. Oh, thanks. Okay. It's kind of late, though. I wish I would have talked to you guys before. I kind of went a little crazy getting the fan, but hey.
Yeah, you were bored and everything. You just couldn't resist.
I was bored, and I thought, oh my God, maybe I could save some money on my hydro bill. So that's kind of what it was. The Red Lobster biscuit mix is really good. I always think they leave something out of the secret ingredients. Hey, there she is. Hi, Leanne. You in the background? So we're just talking with Red Lobster. If everybody likes Red Lobster, that's where I like. You can buy, yeah. All right, we're all caught up. Yeah, so that's what I do. Oh, actually, I don't know if you did this or not, but the little fan is going to be perfect now. Oh, good. I hope so. Well, I'll tell you what I think about it when I eventually get it.
No, that's it, Will. Keep that positive attitude.
Because you don't think it's that good.
Right.
Yeah, no, I felt you didn't think it was good. So, what was I say? So that's what we do. I don't know if you guys do that, but on birthday, it's kind of like you choose whatever you want to eat. So if, let's say that my mom wanted me to make something, that I would make her it. But if she wants a specific restaurant, then we go to a restaurant. And so this is what we're having for Thursday. I make anything, like if they want it, but a lot of times they prefer like ordering something. So on Thursday we'll have Chinese food because that's my husband's favorite, and then for my mom we're getting her a spare rib dinner because she likes spare ribs. Now I know how to make good spare ribs, but there's this place that we thought was kind of cool that makes a whole meal and it looks like it's going to be good. So that's what we're having for her supper.
That's all you can eat, so you gotta let her know you can eat as much as you want.
No, it's not. No,
A
it's
different place.
No, but it's a slab, which is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You get a slab of spare ribs. It's going to sound expensive to you guys, and it probably is. But, well, tell me if you think this is.
It's her birthday.
No, yeah, I don't care about that. That's not why
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But I saw it and I went, I think it's a good deal. I don't know. I don't think it's plus tax because we have 50% tax, but it's $16.99 for a meal. But it's a slab of spare ribs, and I'm sure normally you get a slab and fries and coleslaw. Like it's a whole dinner. Would you think that's expensive to you?
Not if it was a nice place and a whole slab of freaking ribs, then I'd say no.
We can't eat there. Right? It's to go because it's still not.
Well, no, it's a nice food or whatever, not just a McDonald's.
No, it's the restaurant itself is a nice. They do serve good food at this restaurant. It's I don't think it's an American restaurant. It's a Canadian one. It's called the Noodle Factory. So I don't think that's in the States. I think it's ours. They're in Canada, but
right.
Anyways, we saw it one time, and I said, and I know how much my mom likes. Like when we cook spare ribs, I mostly cook them, but we both do, and she likes it either way. If I cook them or my husband cook them, she just loves them. And so I went, you want to have that? There's a really cool restaurant here. You want to try it? And yeah, that's what she wants. Me, thanks. I wish your mom the best birthday too, Will. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for her. They got, like I said, we got the family coming down, which she hates surprises. So we didn't surprise her because she hates them. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, you don't like surprises?
Yeah, I don't like surprises.
Oh, he said, you put up a video. I'm going to have to go check it out. I didn't realize you put one up. I didn't see it. He said you finally put one up.
I think she's fibbing.
Just Mike finally put up a video. Okay, so she's fibbing. All right. Yeah, oh, meow. Absolutely meow. Yeah, what we're talking about. Oh, yeah, food. What? Well, at least it's a good idea.
And surprises.
Oh, but I think it should be fun. I don't know what everybody thinks, but like I said, this is my thing for. Oh, and I ordered something online too that's coming the same day. So like I have the family and we're having a lunch and I'm putting some salads and we're having hot dogs and like a barbecue outside. Hey, Judy. How's it doing, honey? We're having a barbecue, and the surprise, I got her the big sign, and then she likes. I don't know if you ever heard of this series, Nero Wolf.
No.
Never. Well, she has the one set, and there's another, I guess, an original old set. So I ordered that from Amazon for a birthday gift, and it's coming on her birthday on Saturday. So that's only because of Amazon, because we don't get mail on the weekends. If there's the normal post, I don't think she'd ever get it, but because we get Amazon comes Sundays, any day of the week. They come 7 days a week. I thought it was kind of cool that she'll get it on her birthday.
I think it's kind of cool that you get stuff 7 days a week.
What do you mean, like Amazon?
Anything, because us, we get 6 days a week, and that's it. Nothing on Sunday.
Yeah, but you get mail. But that's Amazon gives it. They should do it to you too. Amazon will go 7 days a week.
No, in fact, we'll be lucky to get on Saturday Amazon, but Sunday nothing comes from nobody.
Well,
Not in my area, anyway.
well, yeah. She says you're cheeky. I don't know. Like I said, I've gotten mail on Sundays, Saturdays, so I thought it'd be cool. Like the Beatles, 8 days a week. Yeah, yeah. So hopefully it'll be a nice birthday for her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll have a nice barbecue, then with good spirits for supper, and then the big sign that she's probably going to say I'm nuts. Why did you spend that much money on me for that? Well, because I think you're worth it, and I wanted to do something cool. But I think $100 is a pricey thing. But I paid $100.
Then it's hard to surprise someone that old. What haven't they seen yet? So.
Well, I just think I think it's going to be cool, and I wish I would have told them to say for people to honk, so they can honk all day on Saturday for a birthday.
Oh, yeah, all the neighbors would be upset.
Yeah. Well,
what are those people honking for?
No, they'll know. They actually think. I know that they know my mom slowed down, but trust me, they used to all watch and be really impressed of how far my mom used to walk. Like when she could walk a really far distance, and they were like impressed every day. They would see her walking. But she obviously
Good
can't
night,
walk
Will.
anymore.
Glad you could make it.
Thank you very much, Will. Have a great night. We missed you, and thanks for coming in. Spectacular. Thank you so much, Will. It's nice seeing all of you, Mike and you and Judy and Miss Southern Belle and Leanne out there and anybody listening. I love it. I thank you. I miss you guys. So I'm happy I came on for a while. And of course, I always say an hour, and an hour seems to go. No, it's gone past the hour now. But it's good. It means I like it, so. I have to get a video done for Friday. And so I wanted to do one. I haven't did anything for the other channel. So I wanted to do one and show you my orchid. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Showing the orchid I have. And
Did you get one to bloom of your own, or did you buy it?
No, this is how. Well, I'm kind of, but you're always faithful to watch my stuff, Mike. So I wouldn't say it. But what happens is I was not an expert, far be it I'm an expert on orchids. And the first orchid I got, well, some of that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm going to put "Did you know" on it. It's a "Did you know" video. But I'm impressed that I did, like I said at the time, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that it was already bloomed. It was a beautiful orchid. And I went, well, I got to cut the flower off. So I took the stem part, and I didn't cut it all the way down. And don't ask me why, I just didn't. I didn't pay attention to any video. I never watched stuff on orchids, ever. And so I just cut it down, and then I went, oh my God, it's reblooming. And that's exactly what you're going to get to see. You're going to see it. It's my bloom. It rebloomed. And it's like, that is so cool. And so I want to, it's not totally bloomed, but I'm thinking if I catch it tomorrow, you'll see partial bloom. Or whatever. If I do it, what's tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday? If I wait till Thursday, you'll see some of the bloom. So this, can I call it, it is mine because it's not the original bloom that came out.
No, yeah. If you can get to start blooming again.
And the baby one is called the Kiki, and I started watching after the fact to learn more about orchids, what I got to do, because like I said, that was one plant that I really new for the main reason I don't have it, but I kept it in the greenhouse, and it seems to like the humidity in the greenhouse. But you know what I really would like to have had? I'd love to have, not yet, Miss Heatherbell, still soon. I've seen a few, but no, I didn't see any monarch. It's too early for me yet. But I'm working on it. Trust me. I go out there every day, pull weeds in that section, and then I water it every day so I can make sure that all my flowers are blooming a little bit better. But unfortunately, the weeds grow faster than flowers. They sure do.
Well, I had an odd thing going with my orchid. It bloomed, and I never cut it back until it dies back the stem. Well, just so happened a plant grew on the end after the bloom went away. There's a plant that grew on the end
That's
of it.
cool. That's a kiki. You have a
Yep.
baby. You have a baby orchid, and that's called a kiki, which is cool because it doesn't happen. The odds are, it's not normally that it happens. Like you're lucky,
Right.
I guess, to have a baby orchid. That's what, according to what I've been, like I told you, I researched this recently after what I did. Didn't know anything a whole lot about it, a little bit. And I have one friend that, Milo, she's really into orchids. That's her thing in California. Oh, and what led me to, I started researching what I would have really liked to try is to have a vanilla orchid, right? Because that's where you get vanilla beans from.
Hmm.
Did you know
I
that?
didn't know that.
Yeah. If you get, it's a little pricey though, but if you can get it to grow, you'll have the bean. I was looking at it. It's really cool actually how it goes. The flowers go and then they turn into the long vanilla beans, and then you kind of basically take the vanilla beans off and let them dry out, and there you got all vanilla bean seeds, and that's true vanilla. That's how it's done.
Right. You just
Hello.
mix it with alcohol.
No, you don't have to mix it with alcohol or whatever way
Uh,
you
the-
want to make it. Are you talking about if you went?
Vodka or something like that.
You're talking about for vanilla extract, maybe?
Right.
Yes, probably. But I actually, I don't want to say it too much, but remember, Susan's Cliff had said, and I started researching after, and I went, oh God, you don't want to know. Apparently, what hopefully it's what it used to be made of, not anymore. For vanilla extract. So yarn it out. Thank you for coming. Hello and welcome. Yeah, she's a very lovely lady. That's she has a great laugh. Yarn it out.
Mhm.
Nice lady. So yeah, that's what I would like to do. I would like to, now that I knew so much about fake artificial vanilla, which made me sick, that I would like to have the real stuff. And wouldn't it be cool to grow your own vanilla?
Well, I think that'd almost be a miracle unless but you got one, a greenhouse that you could have the length of time, meaning to grow one.
Well, I would if I feel like pretty happy about my little pineapple plant. I mean, that thing is still going, and it's not ready yet to be done. It's still cute.
Has it gotten any bigger?
Since the last filming I did?
Yeah.
I think it's not much bigger, but I know it's not ready. But I tell you, I don't know if it's going to get much bigger than what you saw, for the fact that, but it normally would start to turn yellow. When I know it's ready, it's going to turn yellow, and it's still green, a dark green.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but remember, that's not that's not the pineapple. Like I didn't grow a true pineapple.
Right.
It's never going to be the size that big. But I
Right.
have seen them before, and I actually, that size that I have right now is a pretty big size to the ones I've seen. Like I have a pretty big pineapple I've seen these before, and I actually ate one before of one of those a long time ago, and it tastes just like a pineapple, but you don't get much meat in it because it's tiny. And this one is bigger than the one I ate a long time ago. So I'm really happy. It looks so cute. That's what I think. It looks cute. And then I didn't even tell you, but I got kiwi coming too. I didn't have them last year, but I see all the flowers coming, so it looks like I might get a lot of kiwi, but not the one. It's a different, smoother kiwi, and I guess it's not quite as big as the normal kiwi.
Right.
It's probably half the size of a normal kiwi, but you can eat the skin and everything.
Leanne had a question for you.
Oh, I got a question. Did you grow the pineapple plant from kitchen? What? Did you grow the pineapple from plant from kitchen scraps?
No, you
No,
didn't.
no, it's from a pineapple
You,
top.
I don't know if it's worth telling her about your per se bet that you could do it or could not do it.
Did you go from the kitchen scraps? Yeah, I'm confused about that. But I tried finding the seeds also from a pineapple, which not every pineapple has it, but I did find seeds and I tried to grow them, and they were really hard to grow. I mean, they never grew. On the but
You specifically bought this with the center. Make sure the
the
center's
crown,
in it.
it's a crown. You have to make
Yeah.
sure that the crown is in the center of a. I bought another one today. I'm gonna have it for probably Saturday, and I looked, and it looks like the crown's in it, but it's really hard to tell because I did the last time I did that. I looked hard and I thought it was in there, and it wasn't. I used to live in Hawaii near the pineapple fields, and when they harvest, sometimes they would fall off the trucks. I would pull over and pick them up. My kids were so embarrassed, but they were so good.
I'm not kidding.
Yes, yeah, that's Leanne. You're not watching my videos, are you? Yes, Leanne, you can regrow the top of a pineapple top. Now, um, I was lucky enough to have it grow a baby, and that took a year and a half. Now, I'm not going to tell you every plant is going to grow what I got because I'm not sure about that. I'd have to do it again, which I'm tempted to because I have, like I said, I'm going to try to grow this one here too. But there's a video on it, Leanne. I have all how to grow, how I did it. I have step by step how I grew it. The only thing I might have not mentioned, I think at the time, was to make sure that center part is in it, the crown. I can't remember. Because what happens is a lot of stores will take out the center part, which is the crown and a pineapple top, so that you can't regrow it. They don't want you to. So you really have to look hard. You got to look, and even when you look, sometimes you think it's there because the one I looked at today, it looks like it's there, but I did that once before, and technically it wasn't. I could tell the minute the top in the center starts turning brown, it's not there because it kills off the plant, and it'll never grow roots and grow up the plant. It won't, because I've tried several of them before, but they take it out a lot. So, yeah. So the answer is yes, you can regrow a pineapple top. And my plant is huge. I love it. I wish I lived in a tropical area or like warmer spot like Florida. I would have them all over. I would have them all outside. I would do that. I would have a whole bunch of
Right.
them because they look
Right.
like tropical plants. They look great.
And it rains there all the time, so you need have to water it.
Yeah, more than like here. Oh my God, it's like the Sahara Desert here. Seriously, I've been watering a lot, but the thing is, and I'm finding a lot of mushrooms, so I'm going, okay, I have to find a happy balance of why I'm getting mushrooms in my pots. Meaning, normally that would mean it's too wet and damp, but everything's going blooming. My flowers and everything look pretty good. Everything, like I said, I'm happy about the radishes. It's the squirrels. They look like, yeah, that's right. They look like an aloe plant. Are you talking about the tops of them when they grow? They're not the same feeling of it. Aloe is like thick and it has that, the what do you want to call it, kind of slimy material, and that's what's used for burns and everything else, sunburns. Where the pineapple plant is really tough. There's no liquid in it, and it's like you can actually hurt yourself. It's like spikes. You know, it's that pointy, yeah. It's good though. I wish it's kind of late to show you a picture of it. I don't even know if I could. I'm trying to debate whether I could show you a picture right now of what it looks like in my window. But Mike, I'll be right back. I'm not going far. I can still talk.
All right.
I'll see if I can do the picture though. Because it's only in my living room. See what I can do. Because it's so dark right now.
Yes, I've seen them picking them in the on videos and whatnot, and just amazing on how lush your plant is.
Can you hear me from here?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, see, I told you, look. This one's the better computer, so the speaker's much better. See, it's here, but I think it'll show up, but it's a little foggy right out there. And, of course, my phone, everybody's sending messages. I am ready.
I'm wondering if they burn out the fields to eliminate the leaves, or if they're doing that possibly for bugs, spiders, snakes, that kind of stuff. Oh, I bet you they do. It's hot there. Yarned it out. She's making comments on somebody talking about that. Okay.
I got one picture. I don't know if it's going to be again. It's a little bit blurry, but let's see what we can do.
So the season of planting pineapples, that's just continuous, isn't it? It never gets cold enough to stop them from growing, does it?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, they retail. Yarn it out.
Oh, okay. Oops. All right. Let's see if I'll put it on my computer and see if you see it. Yeah. I was watching, like I said, about the tops, especially in Australia. It was a channel, and they were talking about he doesn't buy. He's a bigger channel, bigger garden channel, and he doesn't buy from this place. He says if they take the crowns out of them, I won't buy the pineapples there.
Right.
He said he doesn't think that's fair, which I agree with him too. Oh no! Remember how I had this? Why is it that I can never get something I need when I'm running the computer? Like
Well, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. It's time for me to go fertilize things.
You fertilize away.
All right.
After all the pineapples are, I can't remember so how many seasons. God, it was a long time ago. I want to say 2 seasons, but maybe 1. Takes forever. It takes. What did I say? I was reading. I'm surprised I got this in 2 years because I believe. I'm still shocked that I can buy a pineapple for less than $2, and I believe they take. Well, I thought it was. It's not even 2 years. I think it was 4 years. It was ridiculous how long a pineapple took to grow. I mean, it's between 2 and 4 years to take a pineapple to actually grow, and you're paying $1, $2. I'm paying, and I think, wow, that's really what a deal that is. Probably the best deal I get from anything. Here we go. It's not the greatest picture, but at least I got something to show you what my picture looks like. Delete after import. It's okay. I don't know why it's so dark here that it's hard to focus when I try to take a picture on my phone. It's not receiving enough video. Uh-oh. We're having an issue again. No! Oh, I'm going to see if I can... Did I have my picture here? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get it up so I can show you this little pineapple I'm talking about. And right now it's telling me YouTube is not Receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. Alright. Is it busy on the internet tonight? I wonder. Alright, let's see. Come on, picture. Let's see. All right, I might have it now. This is good. Oh, Lord Almighty, what's going on with me? Everything in Hawaii grows fast due to lava rock soil. Oh, that makes sense. That's actually good stuff. Guess that makes sense. Paradise, yes. All right, now let's see if I can get this working. I'll be happy. Paste. All right, I got it. Now I'm just going to pull it up on the screen to show you what I'm talking about. It's going to be a black screen for a second. Let me go get my... It's really... So I apologize. The image is not the greatest. It's blurry, and I try to take it better, but it's black. It's so dark outside that... It's in my house, the plant. All right. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it is really blurry. But you can see, boy, it doesn't, you can tell it's a baby pineapple, but there it is right there. It's growing from the top of my main, the plant that I got. When I grew the top of the pineapple, I ate. It grew into a big, huge plant, and then a stalk came up the center and it formed a baby pineapple. I don't know, can you see it? It's not good. It's really blurry. I wish I would have been able to take it better, but...
Okay.
Not a good picture. I don't know why. At night, it's so hard for me to use my phone. Anything, a camera, whatever I do, when I try to take a picture at night, it's blurry. Can you see it though?
Yeah, I can see it myself. It looks good.
But it's nice. It's still green. It's still growing. As soon as I know it's going to be ready, when it starts to turn a bit yellow, then it's going to be done. And I can cut it off.
It's almost going to be sad because it's so unique.
Mm-hmm. But if I don't, it's going to rot.
Right.
So, she goes, success. Yeah, look at it. You never seen it? I showed it already before. It's a terrible picture. I got a better idea, though. I probably could... maybe not. I think I'll just leave it for now. And leave it like that. But it's cute. So, I can't wait to see the kiwi. That should be interesting. I haven't actually seen kiwi, the kind I'm getting. Hopefully, and it'll be the first year I get it, so it's going to be cool.
Just for curiosity, when you pick it,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to try to grow your top that you have on that one? Or you
Um,
done with them?
I don't know. That would be interesting to see if I could grow it.
Right?
I know it's got the tops all there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it. It is a small top, right? Because it's not like
Right.
a big one, but it would be a cute little plant, I would imagine, if I could get it growing. And it should grow. Why wouldn't it? I don't know. That's not a bad idea. I might do that. I just don't want to have too many because, oh my God, my house is loaded with plants and I'm still trying to. I'm still, honestly, I'm struggling with these knots and put all my plants out and cleaned out bedrooms and I did everything and it still have an issue. And then I read another recipe by somebody and I'm trying to get all the stuff. I wrote it down somewhere. You need 70% rubbing alcohol, 1%. Hang on a minute. I gotta think of all of the stuff I had. It's tea tree oil mixed with, what's the other one? Peppermint oil and 70% alcohol and 1% peroxide. So it's 4 different things and it becomes a bath. And you literally take a sprayer and you kind of spray all the whole plants down. And that should kill all the gnats off. And then separate your plants and give every one of them a bath. And then that's supposed to get rid of the infection. Because every one of them, one dries them out. Like, and the one is one of them, which one is it? It's like a kind of like a shampoo that you gotta mix together, but it's 4 things. So I thought I'll give it a try, but unfortunately, again, the stuff that's from the States takes a little longer and it's a little more expensive to try. It's a certain brand of a doctor's tea tree oil and the peppermint oil.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta kind of use, what was it? It's like oh wait, it's like a quarter of a cup of each of the peppermint and a quarter cup tea tree. I think it's 1 cup the 7% alcohol. I forget peroxide. I think it's somewhere in there. A quarter cup to a cup, full cup. Mix it all up and then to a sprayer and shampoo all your plants. The only thing that I asked was, I asked the person, can you spray it on like food plants? Because that's kind of scary, right? Because you have the alcohol. But I think with and they did get back to me. I'm surprised. I've talked to channels that were garden channels that have really high numbers and they leave comments back to me. I was very impressed with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one said, he says, I don't think that there should be an issue if you use it, I think he said, because like I know that tea tree oil is not poisonous, that it's organic basically, and peppermint oil, but the rubbing alcohol, I would think, and peroxide is kind of poisonous, but I think it's supposed to dry out, right? So once it evaporates, it shouldn't be poisonous. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to, because I need to spray all of them. I can't just spray the normal house plants. So I wanted to spray every kind of plant I have and wash everything down.
One of my orchids, I end up with these bugs that are kind of capsuled or whatever you want to call it, and they suck the life out of your orchids. And I use straight alcohol or Q-tip, rub them off and kill them, and doesn't seem to affect the plant at all. So I don't think, like you say, the evaporation goes on and takes care of the harmful effect.
So you get bugs from your orchid you have?
They get on the orchids. They make this kind of like a hard capsule,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they move around evidently. I don't know how they get on there. I don't know. I've never seen anything flying around it, but it could be.
No, but you could have a spider one because there's spider. I don't know if it's not spider mite, but there's a spider that does that, and it keeps on going until it actually kills the whole plant. If you can get them off of it.
That's why I rub it down with a Q-tip and alcohol.
Yeah, it must work good. But do you keep on getting them back? Like, see, the reason orchids are such a pain is because technically you have to re-pull them out, and then every so often, then you got to put it back in moss or something, so that they get more energy once they cut the
Yeah.
stems down. Do you do?
Yes, and wood chips is what you're actually supposed to be putting it in, and
Well, no, they did.
the,
I saw different ones. They put them
yeah,
in moss, and there's something else. I think cocoa.
right, husk or whatever they call that. The thing is that like they say, the stuff's growing on live trees. The orchids are, and so even if you cut it, let's say a burrow off and put your orchid on that and spray it, the burrow's already killed. They're dead, so it's not, and it's used to getting monkey poop and all the other kind of stuff to uh, fertilize it. But what I found that does help a lot, but I don't do it that often, is what do they call that? You mix it in the water. It's systemic, and that helps a lot. But they still come back. You can get rid of them for quite a while, and all of a sudden one appears, and next thing you know, they're coming again. So
Well, I thank God I don't have any bugs on that. Not yet, anyways. But I need to know that I probably have to rechange it. You too, Judy. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Miss Southern Belle. But what are you still here, Miss Southern Belle? What are you going to grow this coming week? What I'm trying to grow? Or are you talking about a video? Is that what you're talking about? Because I wanted to talk about my orchid, which, like I said, I'm not a master. That's a whole thing in itself to do with the orchids, but I have to learn how to change it all. I never. I mean, like I said, I'm impressed that I did it all by accident. I did. I literally went, well, this makes sense. I better cut that flower. So I cut it down, and then it's not always you will get a double stem to it, which I did. So, but once the double stem's done, I think the stem's totally done now, until it gets more energy, and then it blooms again on another one.
right, they keep shooting up shoots eventually.
But I will have to take it out of its container and repot it again. What I get, right? You have to take it out because it needs energy, so you have to take it out. I had
Well,
learned more on that. I
they
don't know a lot about this.
they do have orchid fertilizer too that you can use. Believe it or not, I'm bad. I've never changed my what's growing in.
Ever?
I've never changed it, and they still bloom.
Okay.
Why they haven't died, I have no idea. But and I do let it dry out and then water them.
Well, you're
And
doing it right though, because I barely water this thing, and it's quite happy. They don't like to be wet.
setting in water,
Yeah.
right? You want to soak them good to get the bark or whatever's in there wet, and then just let them dry out. We'll say.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
I think I got three of them, and well, one of them's done blooming. The other two are in bloom right now.
but you never pull them out because you're supposed to
Nope.
pull them out. I think every couple of months or once a month you're supposed to pull them out and repot them.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to, but I don't.
And then and then the little I gotta call it the tentacles, because they do get they're airborne,
Right,
so their
right,
fertilizer comes from the air, which I thought that was kind of cool. I call it tentacles, but those little things that sprout out, that's
right. They're like you said, they're the air ones, and some people get confused. They stick those down into the, let's call it bark, and that's not good because they're meant for the air, they're not a root,
right.
but they do cling on to things, such
Well,
as some of your pots they'll cling on to, and they don't like coming off.
it's interesting. I don't know if Miss Southern Belle is here because like I said, I did answer, but I didn't notice it right away. What are you going to grow this coming weeks? So I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
was there before I
Yeah,
came back. So
yeah. I wasn't. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I kind of tubers. I think tentacles are called. Wait, tentacles are called. No, I don't think they're tubers. I don't know, Leanne. I don't think that's the technical term for them. Because tubers are normally like for instance, I'm working with a plant that I'm trying to regrow, dahlias, which I find so amazing. That's kind of like a new thing for me this year, is to work and see if I can grow dahlias because they are beautiful plants. They grow massive amount of flowers, and if you pull the tubes out in the fall and pack them just right, you bring them back and you can separate the tubers with the eyes. You can have more plants, and you just keep doing that and have more plants. So I think that one just fascinated me. And then I'm trying to propagate them, meaning making more. And so far I'm having success. They have rooted. I don't have them flowers, and they're not even tons of leaves yet, but I know that they've rooted, so that's a big deal to me. Like taking something and getting it rooted to become another plant.
Right.
Like that's kind of really cool for me.
And in some areas, if it doesn't get that cold in your area, you can actually leave them in the ground. The only thing is, they will start getting root bound, we'll say, with a bunch of tubers, and eventually you need to separate them.
But I don't know. I could be wrong because that's what she says. Tubers, I think, because what I'm calling the tentacles of a orchid she thinks they're tubers, but I don't know. Let me see what it says.
I don't think they are. They're just the air part of the plant.
Okay. I'm going to put what is it called? The air. I'm going to put air part. And orchid. See what I get from this. All right. If you ever notice some of your orchids' roots beginning to grow or loop above the surface of the growing media, you have air roots. That's what they're called. That's it.
Right.
They're called air roots. As soon as I saw it, that's what it makes sense too. So those are that don't want to be in the water or in the dirt. They have to be above, and they fertilize through the air, the plants, which is kind of cool. Very cool.
So it's a good thing I got in my bathroom because they suck it out of there.
Oh, those poor things. They should be dead by now.
I'm surprised.
Seriously, they're in your bathroom?
Yeah, I have a window in there, which now the Washington room's on the other side, but that's why I have my plant light. Mm-hmm. And so when I shower in there and everything else, they're getting their humidity also.
Right, yeah. Well, they seem, obviously if they're growing well, they seem to be happy. And how many did you say you had?
Oh, I think I got 5 in there, maybe 6, I don't remember.
Yeah? Because did you ever try one, like did you separate them or no?
No, I've never taken them out of their pots. They're in the same exact pot they came in when I got them, and some of them are probably 5 years old or better.
Well, that's actually good if you didn't do anything at all. Because the way they have it, that you're always, like I told you, I was reading on it, and watching it, and you're supposed to switch it and do this and do that to it, and you don't do anything to it. And I'm not doing a whole lot to mine either, and it seems to be pretty good.
I will admit I watched some of the videos too, and I'm thinking, man, I abuse the hell out of mine compared to what they're saying you need to do to them. And like I say, they still bloom once, sometimes twice a year.
Well, that's the point, is you're not doing anything wrong. If they're happy, then you're actually doing something right. Because just because somebody does things doesn't mean it necessarily has to be done. I guess that's what I'm going to say. It's kind of like if you're doing the right thing, leave it alone. Why do more? It's quite happy. And maybe, like I said, it's getting all the fertilization. Yeah, it's getting all the right air quality in your bathroom. It's interesting. Leanne, do you got any plants at all? Just wonder if Leanne has any plants. And I got to figure what exactly. You know what? It's fun when I go outside and I see something new growing, but it feels like it's taking forever. My marigolds are looking good. They're starting to get big, but what I found was really cool was, and I had said it many times, that don't be in a hurry to dig up pots because you'll find something where, well, the big pot, I moved a rose into this big pot I have in the front. And then I also I grew some forget-me-nots. I've shoved that in there. And it has some creeping Jenny. But I also saw it popped up. I was so excited that I saw the portulacas coming up. And I went, this is cool. It actually reseeded in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time I've seen them reseed in a pot, which was really cool. But it feels like they're not growing fast enough for me. Like everything is like slow motion compared to the weeds. The weeds go twice as big and the plant grows an inch or like half an inch.
Leanne says she doesn't grow a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I don't know. Once you start getting into it, I really, if you've got, like, there's a lot of people that are into plants, but once you actually start growing in it and you put a little bit of time in it, you realize it's kind of like you're a parent and you kind of are proud what it becomes by taking care of it, I guess is what I would say. But still, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think it's good to do the seeds. Actually, I was fooling around this year a lot with, I wanted to make sure that my seeds were good from the different plants, and I can actually say they did turn out. Like so far, I have Brussels sprout seeds that I just threw in to see if they would grow, and they're growing. I threw out marigold, French marigold. I put zinnias out there. Those are my seeds that I collected. Those are good. I'm trying to think what else I did. For sure, lettuce. The lettuce seeds grow all the time, so
Right.
I'm really impressed with the lettuce seeds. How good they're doing. What else?
Leanne's talking about saving the bees or whatever.
Yeah.
My son's girlfriend, she bought that beehive that you can crack it open and it drains down and it fills your bottle up or whatever. And it came with a batch of bees and a queen or whatnot.
Really?
And she's so proud of it, but oh my lord, it's expensive. It cost, my understanding, almost $1,000 for this thing.
How much? $900?
$1,000. It was a little under that, and I don't want to sound too tight, but I am tight. Can you imagine how many jars of honey you could buy for $1,000?
No, I get it. But is she proud that she's growing it naturally? Like she's going to have honey? But that's a lot of work. I'm not sure.
Well,
I think the bee thing is great, but I don't even know if I would want to do it. I don't know. It's a big commitment.
To me, she's she's not a city girl, but I want to call her a city girl. But she's got good redneck in her. And she's happy as can be with it. My understanding is the first year you don't take anything from it because it's got 2 boxes, but the lower part's for the bees and the honey that's in there is to help them survive during the winter, and the upper part would be what they would feel that you could take. But normally your first year you don't want to do anything.
Oh, okay. So these are, well, like it's boxes she has, right? Is she like the actual beekeeper? Like she have to have the outfit and everything to go and do that, doesn't she?
No, they're docile. Well, to a certain point, they're the dark colored. I'm going to call them the dark colored bees. The blonde colored bees are the most docile, but that's not the center, which is no biggie, I guess. And so far, she's only been stung once because she squished her hand on one of them. And my son was supposedly 6 feet away, and he got one bee sting on it. And I went over, looked at him today, and I was standing a foot away from the box, and she was showing me the box and showing you open up this plate or door, and it shows where you can tap in and get the honey or whatever. And the bees are just swarming just in and out. She says you got to really watch though because your wasps will go in and steal the honey and whatnot. And so, in which the pole barn garage, we'll call it, is just full of wasps all around there. So now they have wasp catchers out there, and I don't know if they're going to spray or not all the time, but all I know is it's always been really bad around that garage. So
Oh, so wasps steal the honey from it.
right, so they
Oh,
have to really pay attention to that.
oh wow. But she's. It sounds like she's happy with it. That's
Oh, she
cool.
is just thrilled and ready to show anybody.
Well, that's good. That's it's good that she's
Yeah.
excited about it. Even after she got stung by one, she's not excited about it.
Oh yeah, and she does have the smoker and whatnot. I didn't ask whether she's got the face mask with the helmet or not. Like I say, we were standing right there in our clothes we had on. I got short sleeves on and talking about them. They didn't seem to be going around our face or anything else. It didn't bother when she opened the back side and you could see the bees in there moving around and whatnot.
So, what did your son think of it? He just gets a kick out of it too, or no?
Oh, he kind of gets a kick out of it. And the sad thing is that what I call the bee tree that's out in the pasture, the cows used to love standing underneath it because the hole was just above their back, and they'd fight the dominant cows were the only ones allowed to stand there because the bees would fly over the backs of the cows and it'd chase the flies away.
Oh wow.
But I guess that tree, evidently the top broke out of it and the bees left,
Oh.
which was kind of sad.
Well, is she getting new hives? No, new hide. Is that what it's called? Yeah, new hide. Like
She did that this year. This is her first year doing that.
no,
Yes.
but I'm talking about she got bees with it, but then
Right.
she got collected more bees through the area.
No, these are just from the kit.
Oh, okay.
There's no because was it last year? I think it was. I filmed that one swarm that was looking for a hive. Now, if they happen to have a hive, it might have went ahead and gone into it, but they didn't have a hive then. And of course, they were gone. I think they probably should maybe order some hives that are empty and see if a new queen comes out, if she'll move over to them. But I think they're more interested in possibly getting the one that you can tap compared to you have to have, let's say, a wash machine that's on spin. We'll say they can suck the honey, squish the honey out of the combs. Now, it takes a lot of work when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't know how deep they want to get into it or whatever. So
But how many bees did you say it came with?
why don't all I know is there's this box of bees with the queen, which I would imagine the queen was separated so she didn't get hurt.
Right.
But she did show some pictures on Facebook on when they were getting things set up and installed. About 5-10 pictures in there.
But you don't think she got new ones? She got the original bees. She might eventually, in time, some other bees might go there.
Uh, Normally for what she got it as a kit, and what hatches is what's going to be the new bees. But the thing is, they raise queens, and they're going to take half the herd away.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that's why I said they only have one box with the self tappers, and whether she's interested in maybe getting some more, if she could just buy just the hives themselves, and then possibly when they break apart, they can have the queen just hopefully move over to the new box. I don't know. Because the queen will sting and kill other queens that are in that same hive unless they can get out.
Oh. Hmm.
Mainly because she knows that that new queen's going to take 50% of the bees, worker bees, with her, is what usually happens.
So when you have boy, this seems like, that's what I'm saying. It seems like an awful lot of work. So if you have all this, and besides they're doing the honey and the bees, then they're mating too, right? they're happy.
You'd normally have I think they call it a drone male bee, and they only the queen, according to her, only mates once, and she stores this mating material in her,
Yeah.
and I guess they got these pockets or whatever, and that's what she uses to have more babies for her life. And the drone or the male bee that stays in and gets fed too, he only goes out, I think she said once a year, whenever mating season is or whatever, goes and mates with the queen or whatever, and then comes back to the hive. He doesn't do any work.
But a queen can only mate once?
Normally, that's what she says. The queen mates once and stores all the stuff in these pouches.
But well,
Now,
I
how
guess I'm
long a
trying to say,
queen lasts,
I'm just saying, does she constantly have babies or not?
my understanding is yes.
Oh, so she'll constantly have babies. So that's how your beehive replenishes too.
Right. And not every honeycomb is made for babies. There's certain sections for babies, and the way they cap them, I guess. I'm not really into it. I'm
Yeah.
just
Well, it's a little bit interesting, but like I said, I love to have bees and I'll protect bees, but I don't think I want to get into that. Seems like a lot of work for me.
well, that was Dad. He was not mowing his field because we have so much clover coming up, and he wanted to try to get a hold of someone that wanted to move a batch of bees, let's say, onto his place, and Dad didn't want any of the honey or anything. Just you take care of it. You set them out here. Here's the property. That's what he was looking for. But his field was starting to go to hell because it was getting taller. And as everyone knows, once a clover blooms, it only lasts so long. It dies because it got pollinated or whatever. So you got to actually mow the field down, and then more clover comes up and blooms.
Really, I get clover all the time, and that's supposed to be a sign of lack of calcium in the ground.
Well, we
No,
think that
sorry, I take it
they
back.
put,
It's nitrogen. I get them. I'm just saying
yeah,
it's nitrogen.
we kind of feel that the seed that we bought probably had a lot of it in it because everything's covered that we planted with clover in it.
Hmm. Like I said, it might be lacking. I was been fiddling with that. We did put bone meal, nitrogen, and calcium in our grass. The
Right.
grass it didn't change 100%, but it did. It's better, but it's not like where I wanted it to be.
Hmm.
So say, Mike, it's nice to hear your chimes going off.
Oh, I got a headset on. I can just barely hear them, but even without them, the headset, I kind of forget they're chiming.
Yeah, well, you hear them all the time, so it's like
Right,
kind of like the train goes by. I don't hear it anymore at all.
right.
No.
Yeah, the only time you notice a train's when you're outside talking to someone that goes by blowing its horn, if it does.
And that doesn't really, but I always just wave to them. Just wave and that carry on. But sometimes they're not looking my way, so depends on which way they're looking.
When I was living where my daughter is right now, the train's about 5 houses away or whatever. And of course, that's the intersection where the cars are going by the main road, we'll call it. And they're always blowing the horn when they go through there. It didn't matter what time of night it was. But like you said, you sleep right through it after a while because it's normal.
Yeah, I don't hear it at all. And I don't know if I do. I don't hear them ever whistle because they're supposed to whistle when they're going over, which I could
Yeah.
hear it. When they go over a main
Yeah.
road or something, they'll whistle. But
Right.
otherwise,
Right.
the whole section, when they come past my house, it's just a section. There's no crossing. But there's
Okay.
a crossing further up, and I guess I could hear them. I hear them, but like I said, I guess I blind it right out. I don't I've been here so long that I don't hear anything really.
Right, right.
I hear like if I'm paying attention, I hear the sound of the ground going, and that's only because I'm in the backyard.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if it's like that in Canada, but I was told here in the U.S., another reason why they blow their horns is because that is what starts up the camera in case they get in a wreck. They get a film of whoever crossed in front of them or whatever.
Really? I don't know. You could be right, but I just know of for safety reasons that's an automatic thing. They have to blow the
Right.
horn to warn people that on the cars and everything else that they're coming. And
Right.
they also here they have the two signs go down, right? Which I would assume they have it in the States too. The crossing
Yeah,
signs to
most
stop
places
the
have them.
cars.
There's a few places that don't have them, and it's usually a push to get them in unless it's a backcountry road or someone's driveway. Then they don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a lull over because a lot of people
Right.
got hit by cars, and cars still like to when the thing's going down, they kind of run that before it goes down, and they totally stop.
Or zigzag around it.
Yeah, yeah,
Some make it, some don't.
yeah. Well, that's another story in itself.
You know.
Well, I think I should hit the road too. It's been over that maybe 3.5 hours because I was already on before.
Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock your place.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to just relax and go to bed. That's it. I don't have anything I want to watch or anything. Just want to go to bed.
That's something you'll probably do because you're going to breakfast in the morning. So.
All right, then it's perfect timing. Thank you, Mike, for talking. I want to do it more often sooner, but well, like I said, it's busy for both of us right now. Whew. And Leanne and everybody else that's out there, let's try to say goodbye. This time, at least, I lasted a lot longer than a half an hour or whatever. Thanks, Leanne. Have a good night. Hope to see you soon. And everybody else that's in the background, thank you for hanging with me and listening to us.
Yep. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
Yeah, God bless. Be safe out there. Have a good one.